loving it. I'm quite happy getting sniped in this, to be quite honest.
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside these shows while they are live, so toss me a buck or two in there if you are enjoying these streams. But most importantly, if you would like to join the debate with the page you are currently watching on mute, simply click the link in the info box below this video to join the discussion and express your views on the shape of the Earth. There are a couple of rules in the Hangout. Number one, please do not swear. If you do, you will be ejected, and if you are, please do not try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. In a moment, I'm going to transition across straight to the Hangout so we can hear from some of the guests. I'll make some introductions, but before I do, if you are currently in the live stream, please share the show on social media. Social media increases the live audience, of course, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you are new to this channel or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. And with that, I'll raise the mic on the Hangout and make a few introductions of whoever is in there now. So let's have a look, see who's in there. Bear with me just 1 second. Get to my desk to turn the mic up on these guys. Hello, how are you doing? Who have we got in today?
Hi. Hello, we've got me. I'm your co-host today.
So we've got Lottie, good to have you here. I think Chris was in first. How you doing, Chris?
Hello.
Good to have you. We've also got Aaron. How you doing, Aaron?
Hi, how are you?
And
how
we've
you
also
doing?
got Sleeping Warrior. Good to have you, Sleeping.
I think he's gone, actually.
Has he? Oh, no, he's just on mute.
I
by the
think
looks of
maybe
things.
he's been sniped already.
Maybe he's been sniped already, but he's on Skype. How you doing, Anthony?
Shout out to Captain Bullshit for sniping me.
Shout out to Captain
Okay.
Bullshit. Anyway, right.
Swearing,
so you're all
Anthony.
introduced, I think. Did I miss anybody? Oh, no, I did. Ali B, how you doing? Can you hear us? Probably stepped away for a brew. Well, that'll commence.
Awesome.
No, I'm here. Hi Nathan, how you doing?
Good to have you. Right, that's me done.
I was going to say,
All right, I'll start. If Paul's out there or Rumpus, join us because I saw a snip from ED 2.0 last night. Shout out to Matt Taylor for telling me that I was being wrecked in there. So I went in and I happened
Tell
to
us all
tune in
about
at the
this
part
stuff
where you
video.
were talking about the tuft. So if you're out there, gents, come in. Let's talk. See if we can establish some common ground.
where's the third video, Anthony?
Where's the third video, Anthony? It's on my computer, Chris.
Yeah. Well, why are you not presenting it?
Because it's mine. That's what copyright holders can do.
That's it. Just going to be very much mine.
No,
Petulant.
because there's evidence on there that kind of
Well, then
destroys the ball
present
of
it.
fantasy. But I'm holding it because I want to see if I can get
True.
common ground. And then we
Then
can
present
release the
it.
final piece and then
Anthony,
put that piece.
can you be an adult? Because what happens, Anthony, is when people ask you questions, you're so defensive and you're such an arse.
Isn't he?
Who's the copyright holder of the video footage, though?
Anthony, shut up. No, Anthony, 1 second. And then you cause people to troll you. So why don't you just give a legitimate reason why you won't show this information? That's all he's asking.
Because it's mine.
No,
It's mine. It's mine.
like you're
That
causing
is so petulant.
trolling, Anthony, by just saying it's mine. It's mine. You're such a child that you're inviting people to troll you by your childish behaviour.
So what? It's my footage.
It's
I
probably
choose
sitting
when it
there with
goes
a big
out.
smirk
If I
on
don't
his
want it
face,
going out
actually.
yet,
He
it ain't
told
going out
me.
yet.
He told me
If you
before
don't
we went
like
on
it,
air that
tough.
he's holding it back so we can get people can mutually agree. His words, mutually agree. I said, mutually agree on what? And he said, well, I'm not going to tell you that. And I says, well, Anthony,
No, I didn't say that.
but
I
mutually
said
agreeing means
no,
that
I
both
didn't say
parties
that.
have to be aware of what they need to agree to first before they can
No,
agree
no,
to
that's not what I said. I said we could mutually agree some landmarks that
you
we
said
agree, that we can agree on.
Those were your words.
Mutually agree on points of the evidence that we can agree on. They were my words.
Then
That's
tell
what I
us
said.
what these things we need to agree on are.
Well,
No,
I
no,
just
we
said
disagree
the
on
tuft
them,
of trees.
and
That's
that's
why
it.
I'm
He
asking for
doesn't show
Rumpus
us.
and Paul to
Yeah.
come in to see if we could agree that the tuft of trees that I identified compared
My
to the tuft of trees
trees.
that they've identified may or may not be correct.
Who cares about the trees? They're barely visible.
Well,
Use
it
the features of
identifies
the
the town.
landscape.
It identifies the town, so it's either Douglas or not.
How the trees identify the town? What are the trees special to this town? Are they blue trees, red trees?
Aye. And if you've been keeping up to date with the flat Earth debate, you would know why they're important.
Enjoy by Mr. Flatcurve. How you doing, Mr. Flatcurve?
I've been watching enough of it to see, and I can see with my own two eyes
Chris,
that the trees
hold on.
are not
Just want to say a quick hello to new guest. Hold on. How you doing, Mr. Flatcurve? Sorry, at the start of these shows, there's always going to be a few intros interrupting. I'm really sorry, Chris. How you doing, Mr. Flatcurve? I need you to say hello now.
Hello. Just shout out curved water, shout out
for the love of God, Lottie, I just need to hear Mr. Flatcurve say something uninterrupted, and then I can shut up.
Hello.
I doubt it.
You don't hear from him, he's getting booted.
Hello.
Hello, good to have you.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to be here.
Just a bit quiet. Sorry to interrupt you, Chris, you go ahead.
It's all right. Anthony, we have the features of the landscape. Identify the features of the landscape. We don't need the bloody trees.
That, of course, is the point. We're trying to get to some kind of consensus where we pick points out that we all agree are points.
But you are going to be insistent on these trees, aren't you?
Yes, because they specifically identify
because you
the town.
think that this is some sort of weak point, but it's another irrelevant. Just a point that you want to argue.
The tuft trees are a strong point for both sides. If we can identify the tuft trees, we can relate it to the other artifacts in the evidence.
Okay, what if we can't
identify Douglas
trees?
Or we can misidentify Douglas.
Let's say we can't identify the tuft of trees. What's next?
Then if we can identify the tuft of trees, we can identify whether we're looking at Douglas or not.
Oh my God.
Well, our position is we're looking at Douglas.
Tell us about that.
Before you do, how you doing, Mike? Hold on a second, Anthony. How you doing, Mike? Good to have you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too.
Continue, please.
Welcome, Mike. Thanks for coming to my show. Just want to shout out my cousin, Sean G. Sean G, my cousin. Shout out to you.
Condolences for Sean G.
Show me why
related
the trees are so important to identifying Douglas.
I was just wondering if everybody's turned up in the special poncho shoes.
Would you? I mean,
if you haven't...
It's mine. Personal snuff film or something.
I was just wondering if you've all bought your special poncho shoes. If you're not sure what I'm referring to, go and check my little 10-second video out. Poncho shoes available on store in Soundly shop.
Mate, a bunk article and do everyone a favour, would you?
How you doing, Curved? Can you hear us? Is your mic working?
Morning. Everybody hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to turn you up a bit.
All right, yes.
Good to have you, Curved.
Okay. I have a question for Riley. Instead of going to these little trees and things like that, what's his objection to just taking a look at the profile of the ridge line and everything from like
because the rumpus, because he thinks that the rumpus is identified a tuft of trees that are non-existent, and he wants to get down into the minutiae of whether there's trees there or not, and it's entirely irrelevant. But because he thinks that the rumpus is mucked up, that's why he'll want to go for it.
That's a complete misrepresentation, and
no,
I'll explain for why.
Okay, well then represent Riley. Just answer the question. And
I'm trying, but he keeps interrupting me.
Before you do, been joined by Paul. How you doing, Paul? Good to have you here.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
Hi, Paul.
Nice to see you.
How you going?
Very well, thank you.
I want to see the full presentation.
Paul, I saw part of your Earth Discussions 2.0 chat last night, and the particular point that I'm interested in is the tuft of trees bit that you said. Were you ready to talk about that?
The one that we've positively identified as being above Balacanal.
Yeah, I've seen your positive identification, and I'd like to respond and critique it if it's okay with you. I want to test how critical it is. Does it stand up to the scrutiny?
Would you like me to present our methodology for identifying them as the trees above Balacanal first?
Yeah, I'd like you to show people in chat what it is that you've done and how you come to your conclusion, and let them see the issue that I'd like to critique. So yeah, it's over to you. You make your point if you would.
Okay. All right, I'll just get my screen up. Okay, am I being shared?
Yeah.
You are ready when you are.
Right. Okay. So we've got the composite image up here, and the tuft of trees that Anthony's talking about is this tuft of trees in here. You'll note that it's right on the boundary between two of the images that have been joined together there. Is that the tuft of trees, Anthony, that's in question?
Yeah, you know it is.
Yep, good. All right, I just wanted you to confirm that for me. Okay, and so what we do is we then go over to another thing that I've got here. I've now put together a joined picture here where I can now move this picture left and right without having to shift two things at the same time. See, I can move them together now, Nathan.
Okay? Oh my God! Wow! Oh, the underhanded tactics have gone now, Paul.
Yeah, that's right. Tuft of trees is right in that join there. Okay, and you can see that I've lined up the images. They line up pretty well. There's the end of the what you call the end of the Isle of Man. The peaks here line up really nicely. Everything lines up nicely there.
Out of interest, why don't they line up on the left now? So you've got these two marks that run down the line of the image, Paul, that don't seem to be lining up. Do you see those? It's just me.
I don't know which marks you're talking about.
That's all right. I can highlight them. I can highlight them for the audience, Paul. It's all right if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just for the audience, just showing a line that doesn't line up with things that you've marked out. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they're just erroneous markings that you put for the mound, for instance.
Line up or not. Neither do you. What a load of nonsense.
So this line, just to get clarity for the audience, just so we know why, is the mound, for instance, not lined up on the image, Paul. What's wrong with that?
I'll just leave the hangout if you're not going to let me demonstrate.
You do what you like. I don't care. Do what you like.
Nathan's just very confused.
Go on. Sorry, Paul. Do you want to threaten me with leaving, Paul? Sod off. Go on then. Sod off.
All right.
Nathan, you should keep
trees is there. It's at 240.
You don't seem to be sodding off, Paul. Was your threat just total threat? Was it just an erroneous threat, meaningless threat? Or are you going to sod off? I don't be threatened by you. If you want to sod off, sod off.
Hey.
You mean
I think he just wants all questions held until the end.
I don't give a crap what he wants. If he wants to threaten me with going, he can just sod off now. I don't get threatened by people like you, Paul. If you want to piss off, piss off. Don't threaten me.
Calm down.
No, I won't threaten out. If you want to threaten to leave because I'm talking over you, sod off and do it on Earth Discussions. I don't give a crap whether you're here or not. There are billions of ballers to replace you, Paula. Billions.
That's great. Have a joint, share it with Eleanor.
On the other hand, Paul, I'd like you to stay, but perhaps if we just at this point stop. Let's not talk about the alignment. Let's just talk about the tuft of trees and limit it just to that for the minute. I'd like you to stay.
Yep, right. Here's the tuft of tree. It's in there. The bearing to the tuft of trees is 240.0 degrees. Okay, so 240.0 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I go across to Google Earth, and I've already got it up. I'll put it across on this screen so you guys can see it. There's my Google Earth. There is the line from your position where you're standing and St. Bees, and you can see that the bearing here is 240.0 degrees. And it goes right through a tuft of trees. Now, you might think, can that tuft of trees actually be seen from St. Bees? And so we have a look and we can see that we've got direct line of sight with it. There's no cliffs in the way. And you think, well, can we see it from the elevation profile? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this around now a little bit just to make it a bit easier to help you visualize that we can show that the tuft of trees is in fact visible. So St. Bees is in fact out in this direction here. Zoom in on this a little bit. And we're going to show that this tuft of trees is really eminently visible from St. Bees. So we're going to do a path and we're going to show the elevation profile of this path. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a pathway right from behind the tuft of trees, and we're going to do the pathway right out here to the ocean. All right, so I'll just stop that from moving. And you can see that the tuft of trees, if I put my arrow there, now where's the tuft of trees on this profile? So if I go here, the tuft of trees is right in there, right on top of a hill. Right on top of a hill as we see it in the image that you've taken. And the slope slopes down down to the ocean, and then we go across the ocean to St. Bees. So the tuft of trees is entirely visible from the ocean. Not only that, I've actually got some more evidence too.
Hang on.
So
we
I'm not
finished here,
with
Paul.
the evidence yet.
Wait,
I'm not
Paul,
hanging on because I'm not finished presenting my evidence yet.
Yeah, but we're talking about the tuft of trees. I don't want to go off the tuft of trees point yet, Paul.
Taken by our man on the Isle of Man, and we can see that this is video taken from Bala Canal, and it's looking out over from the direction of St. Bees, and there is the tuft of trees on the horizon. So the tuft of trees is there. We've shown that it's visible. We can see it from St. Bees.
Can you make that full screen, please,
We've shown that it matches.
Can you just make that full screen, please, Paul?
It matches.
Can you make it full screen, please, just so we can see it a bit clearer? Thank you.
Screen. Yeah, sure can. All right, there's the tuft of trees. Okay, that's the tuft of trees you're seeing in there. Hang on, I'll get my mouse over the other side. No, I can't. That's it. The tuft of trees is there. That's the tuft of trees we see. It's visible. I've shown you that it's visible. There's nothing blocking its view. We have direct line of sight from St. Bees. It matches the bearing on the map. It's the tuft of trees. All right. So
I'd like to respond.
I just want to know why you lied about your observation height, Anthony. Why did you lie about your observation height?
Staying on the tuft of trees, Paul. Let's stay on the tuft of trees because I'd like to critique and respond what you've just showed, okay?
Yeah, I'll bet you.
Shut up, dude. Shut up. Really? Tuft of trees? You're going to talk about tufts of trees for 20 hours, dude? You're a freaking idiot.
We've positively identified. I want you to show your analysis, Andy.
I'm trying to. I'm getting interrupted by somebody that's got women's ankles. Can you put your screen back on? Because I'd like to use your screen because I'm going to hang out.
I want you to show your evidence.
I can share your screen relatively easy if you want to, Anthony.
Yeah, go on.
I've shown my evidence that positively identifies it. I want you to show your evidence, what you have done.
Yeah, then after that, move on from the subject. After that, be done with it.
And then we want to know
Tim,
why you
take
lied
your women's
about
ankles
your
and disappear.
height, Anthony.
I'm trying. Hang on. Share screen. That one.
Now, when you present your evidence, are you going to be lying about this as well? Like,
yeah, of course I'm going to be lying, Curved, because you're in here, aren't I? Only when you're in here am I lying.
Yes, he is.
And Miles. It's only when Curved is in here and Miles that I'm
lying. Wait, I'm not ready. Just wait till I tell you that I'm ready, because otherwise no one's seeing this.
By the way,
can the people in the Hangout see Anthony Riley's Skype screen? Sorry to interrupt you, Paul. Can you all see Anthony's screen?
We can see it, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm not sure.
Thank you. You're sharing to the audience and to the Hangout, Anthony, when you're ready.
I am now. All right, so let me just get back in. I've just drawn my line of sight on, and I'll remove this one. All right, so the claim is that the tuft of trees is both visible and in the evidence. So I'm going to show you the problems with this, and you can make your own mind up. I need my composite image so that I can reference it, and the tuft of trees appears in the evidence. Notice that Paul didn't reference the evidence in any way. He just expects you to understand what we're looking at. I'm going to cross-reference the evidence, and I'm going to show.
Yeah, because you've talked about it for 40 hours now. Everybody knows, moron.
Listen, women's ankles, go elsewhere. Go and troll elsewhere.
Fat ass, what are you talking about? Go eat some hot dogs.
You need some new material, Riley. That's weak.
No, I think it's just stopped working.
I'm sorry. Where's my man? How's the gnome today, Riley?
I did, by the way, reference where it was. I showed you where it was on the composite image.
Are you done? Right. So we have the tuft of trees, and we have the claim that this is Bala Canal. So I'm going to show you the problem with this. So my point is that if this is the tuft of trees that Paul's identifying, it has to relate to the positioning of this and possibly this. I mean, I can see this point ultimately in the end, but these three things have to be in the same place. Otherwise, we're not in the right place. So the fact that the tuft of trees is visible is not the proof. It's that it's relative to this point and probably this point too. Now, back to when we go down to the line of sight.
Points?
Pardon?
Do you want to include any other points? I've got 17 other points that reference it, that show it's correct.
Yeah, I do, but I want to deal with them one at a time. And I'm happy to take on all 17, but let's do them one at a time and let's see how they stand to scrutiny. Now, we have to use our imagination because the trees aren't actually visible until I go higher. But I accept that they're flat on the image and there is elevation to them, but they are there. But the issue becomes, are they relative to the evidence the same? Does it match what we see? Now, if these are the tufted trees, which I'm happy to say that they are, this would be Bala-Canal. The trees would be to the left. So we would see the trees to the left and we'd see Bala-Canal. We'd have to identify this up here. And I'm happy to say that if we go back a little bit,
identify that. And when we identify that, you'll say we've got to identify something else.
Probably.
And when we identify that, you'll say we've got to identify something else.
You, Paul.
That's what I was trying to get him at the start to tell us what we need to agree on.
We have identified enough.
Paul, shush. So if the
You've been wrong
trees
about
sits on the horizon,
and there's more observations.
Go off in this bloody tangent.
It's all right. Just wait. Let them get tuckered out. If they're going to troll you, just wait until they shut up.
If the tufted tree sits on the horizon, and we have this mound here to represent this bit here, that would mean that these are the houses that are here. However, when we zoom out, unless we can see through land, it's blocked by these cliffs, because these cliffs in front are 200 feet.
The cliffs?
What are you on water skis here? What's your elevation?
No, we saw this shit. I saw this yesterday.
I've got the line of sight set to the tufted trees currently.
What's it look like from
You're changing your position, so you're changing your view on Google Earth.
No.
This is retarded.
No.
What's it look like from 125
I'm
feet,
simply showing the relativity.
This is retarded. You are changing your view on Google Earth.
No. What I'm doing is I'm lining it up to what you see these buildings.
You're off the coast of Isle of Man. It's taken from St. Bees,
these buildings
about 100 feet high. You're zooming in on Google Earth. You're changing your position.
So,
what do you not understand about this?
I'll change my position because that now doesn't appear to foul it, or
you're off the coast of Isle of Man.
What is the camera view from?
Hang on, let me make sure I'm in the right place here. Because when I did this earlier on today,
am I crazy here? What part of this don't you understand?
All of it.
He's trolling.
I'm not trolling
all you guys.
I'm just showing the problems.
You guys keep on this subject.
Yes, he absolutely is.
Right,
it really is.
This is bizarre.
Why did
this
you
is
lie
bizarre.
about your height, Anthony?
Right.
So, just so I'm following, Anthony, what you've done is you've lined up the line of sight with Bala-Canal, which is the town they're saying this load of white buildings is. So if you can see it in the image, you're now lining up with it so we can see it in Google Earth. And then we're seeing, if we have a line of sight to Bala-Canal, which is what we're looking at, do we see the tuft of trees on the left? And if you get to the elevation that you're at, we don't. That's basically your point,
Riley
correct?
has to go back to take a snapshot and then zoom in on that. He can't just...
Luckily, Miles and Al are going today.
Sorry, take a shot of what? Who's saying... Who's suggesting
he has to go back to St. Bees so he can do it from that position. Take a screenshot and then zoom in on that.
A screenshot of what? I'm a bit confused, Mike. A screenshot of
hang
what?
On, listen, I'm agreeing with you all at this point. I'm saying that if the tuft of trees is there...
You're agreeing, but you don't agree.
And the houses are there, and I'm agreeing, and I'll agree that this will be the triangulation point. So at this point, I'm saying that we have these lined up, okay? I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying we're okay.
What if we give you the trees, right? What if we just give you the bloody trees? What's next?
No. Listen, I'm agreeing with you.
No, right? We will give you the trees. What next?
I don't want to be given the trees. I want them to be proven to be correct, okay?
But you want to
move backwards.
What show the evidence that you require?
And then what will you want us to prove?
Let me finish my point.
And then after that, what will you want us to prove?
Let me finish my point.
He hasn't finished his point yet, Paul. Just let him get to the end.
Here's one observation. Prove a tuft of trees. He's a troll.
Looks like we're going to wait for them all to get tuckered out again.
You proved one thing, Anthony.
Gents, can I finish my point? I gave you the courtesy and I waited for you to finish.
I don't think you have
one,
really,
no
Anthony.
Point.
I understand his point. He's only managed
point.
to get it halfway through to you in the audience, but so far he's lined up the line of sight with the town you claim we have line of sight with. Simple. Now he's seeing if the landmarks match. They don't.
No, hang on.
We have the terrain to match the terrain. I mean, it just doesn't get that much. It doesn't get any simpler than that. It really doesn't.
Gents,
why don't you just let him talk?
Finish my point, and then you can come back to me. What I'm saying is, I'm going to give you the tuft of trees in relation to these triangulations, okay? But if I give you these three, you've got to give me that this head here, and I don't know what it's called, but it's a triangulation. Has to be this.
Let him finish.
You have to agree that if I'm giving you these three in triangulation, you've got to give me that bit there matches that bit there.
Sorry, Paul, there's a question being asked. I think the question is presumably being asked to you, Paul.
Yeah. I'm asking you, Paul, if I agree with you that the tuft of trees, the houses, and this line of thing here match that there, and that. If I give you them three, you've got to give me that head matches that head that's there. Do we agree?
That's Who cares, dude? Seriously, shut up already.
Paul's just made a demonstration. Sorry, Private. Who was that? Private Osman? So, Private Osman, they are discussing it. He has presented it, and now it is being challenged.
They've already discussed this for 4
No, they
hours.
haven't. They are literally in discussion right now, and you are interrupting them.
Shut your pie hole, Nathan.
Tim, sure.
Private Osman, know your place, my son.
Yeah. So
that's cute.
Do we agree, Paul? If I give you the trees and the houses and these trees up here, and these match the observation that's here,
guys, don't let
here,
I'm leaving, but look,
you've got to give me that.
Don't let him troll you like this.
I want that head.
Just change the subject.
Remain vigilant, Mr. Osman. Remain vigilant.
Don't let him troll you.
Remain vigilant. Remain vigilant.
We have proved that that's the tuft of trees above Balacanel.
So therefore, you can give me this head.
You're happy it's a tuft of trees, right?
The bearing matches. It matches on Google Earth. We've shown that the bearing that's the same on your image goes through the image on Google Earth.
Right.
I've shown you that those group of trees is visible from Google Earth.
So I will assert that this light here, and this light here matches these three lights here.
Riley,
I will accept them.
You know what they say about assertions, don't you, Riley?
Not making assertions.
These are the assertions that you've just made, Paul. If you're claiming that that's Balacanel, then he's lining up your landmarks. These are your landmarks he's lining up to try and get some sort of level ground with you, but you're just trolling him.
Riley's assertions are gratuitous.
Yes, they are.
Paul, do you agree, yes or no? If I'm going to give you these three lights, that tuft, all that and that, if I give you these four, Paul, will you give me that on the corner?
For what purpose?
What trap?
You're already conceding.
Kurt's getting involved now. No one wants to let Paul answer. They all just want to troll the hell out of him. Maybe they're buying time for Paul.
I don't have to show anything else.
No, you have to show the truth, Paul.
Out to Craig Gifford for the super chat. Thanks a million.
How high were you when you made the observation, Anthony?
See the distraction there, Nath?
No,
yes, I know. Curve jumped in. We've got Chris jumping in. We might get an answer from Paul now. We'll see.
Paul, point blank, yes or no?
Now we've got Lottie trolling in.
Can I have this as the head? Yes or no?
What head?
Introduce Tony, Nathan.
He's just explained it to you in great detail. So, because there was lots of trolling that's apparently unimportant, Paul, I'll reiterate it for you. If we are looking at Balacanel, which is the town that yellow line sits on, then there is a peninsula to the left in the evidence. Is this peninsula this peninsula? Why are you trolling me now? I'm clarifying the bloody question you've just asked.
Why?
Why am I being trolled by three people? Paul's just asked me to clarify what's being asked, and I am clarifying it. Why? What's the problem, Paul? What's the problem?
Come on, Paul. You've argued it's Balacanel.
Nathan, introduce Tony.
I've got Anthony to make
Nathan doesn't like me anymore.
Be hospitable.
What does Anthony think that is?
Hostile.
I'm telling you what I think it is, but I want a mutual agreement. I want consensus, meeting of minds. If these three things line up with these three lines, and I'm prepared to agree with you that they do, I want that as being this point here, Paul. Do you agree? Yes or no? It lines up perfectly. There's the three dots. There's the three dots there.
But those don't match up. Like the bottom Google thing you have doesn't match up.
What are you claiming it is?
He's going to have to give it you a third time then, hopefully with no trolling. Go ahead, Anthony. Third time.
All right. So if this tree up at the top and this building's down here and the clump of trees that you've identified that was just somewhere around here, if I agree with you that that matches that, it matches that, it matches that. In addition, the three lights that are here represent the three lights that are there. I'll agree, but I want that being that. Because there's no other evidence to support it other than that bit there. That corner bit there.
What are you claiming that is?
That. What's on screen now is what's on screen now, Paul. Is what's on screen now to the left of frame the same or different to, can you change your screen? This that is on screen now. Is it the same or different? Simple question.
I want to hear from Anthony what he thinks that, in quotation marks, is.
He's asking you if it's the same or different to the picture presented. He's presented you a very simple question with a same or different answer. Can you answer it, please, Paul?
I don't know what the question is.
I'll give it a fourth. We'll give it a fourth time because you're now seeming retarded. Either you have a comprehension issue or you're deaf.
I have a comprehension issue as well.
Right, well, it's no problem. If you have a comprehension issue, Chris, we can give it for a fourth time for the people slower.
If I concede and agree with you that that tuft of trees and these houses here and the tuft that's just above screen here and these three lights here match that tuft of trees that's there, that building site there or the housings, and that tuft of trees and them three lights there, if I agree that all them are in place, you've got to agree that that head there matches that head that's there. Do you agree, Paul? Yes.
I don't
or no?
agree at all. Where is that yellow line?
Chris, why are you even speaking? Chris, shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Paul has been asked a question 4 times. You don't understand and I don't give a shit anymore. Paul's going to answer it and you're going to keep your mouth shut.
No swearing.
No swearing.
It's a yes or
I
no,
will do as I choose, Lottie. Do you understand that? Shut up, Lottie. You're going to keep your mouth shut. Paul's going to answer the direct question he's been asked 4 times.
Could you ask him again?
You might have to ask it 5 and 6 and 7.
Yes, because we understand, Paul. You're seeming more and more retarded as this show goes on, like the last show when you played dumb. Clearly, you have a comprehension issue. You're not deaf. You've got a comprehension issue. No problem. I'll explain it a 5th time for you. For your comprehension issue. Chris.
When did this become a negotiation?
Yeah.
It becomes it's
exactly.
become a discussion.
Why
it's a debate
Paul
channel.
have to name
You wanted us to
17
identify the tuft of trees. We identified the tuft of trees. End of story.
Yeah, why
Not end of story. Now he's got a question, Paul. It's not the end of the story. If it's the end of the story, Paul, you've already given your option to go away. If you think that's the end of story, concede defeat and sod off.
Yeah, if you're not going to answer, Paul, leave.
Douglas is not in this video. And here your picture.
Douglas
it's
is
17.
Yeah, let's try and stay on track, Tony. We've got a direct question that's been asked 5 times. I'd rather it get answered. If they want to obfuscate for the next 20 minutes, I will continue to point out this obfuscation while it continues.
Snivelly, and that is, what height was Anthony at when he made the...
No, you're not going to get away with your crap distractions, Paul. You've been asked a question 5 times. Now answer it. What's your problem?
It's mine.
What's your problem, Paul? Why can't you answer this simple question?
I identified the tuft of trees.
Paul, I'm prepared to
That's what
concede your
Anthony wanted
point.
me to do. Now he's shifting the goalposts and wanting us to identify something else.
No,
of course!
I'm happy.
And when we identify that, he will want us to identify something else.
Yes, that's how it will continue till we identify it and it all lines up, Paul. That's what we're doing. Yes, we don't need you to editorialise for the audience, Paul. Paul, we could do without your editorialisation. Please just answer the question.
We don't understand the question.
I have no
This is
idea
the
what
18th thing that he has.
No problem, no problem. Chris still doesn't understand and wants to interrupt even though he's not being asked. I'm happy for it to be asked a 6th time. Let's ask it a 6th time, and this time, because I've got no choice, I'm going to turn all of the hangout down so the audience hear it nice and clearly. You can talk if you want, you won't be interrupting. I'm not going to do this for half an hour while we get the same question 17 times. So you're getting turned down. Anthony's going to ask his question. If you don't answer it, the audience will know why.
Paul identified the tuft of trees, and I'm not against it being the tuft of trees because it does line up with the evidence. But if I'm going to concede the tuft of trees, I'm asking Paul to agree with me that this will be the other tuft of trees. There's the town. There's the other tuft of trees. Them 3 triangulate perfectly. There's 3 lines that line up kind of. But if these 4 things are in the evidence, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. To be honest, these are a little bit further over. Might be because Google's off a little bit, but in any event, if I agree with Paul that these 4 things are in the evidence, I want Paul to agree with me that this head here matches exactly this tuft here. See how it comes up there? That. I want Paul to agree that that is what is also seen in the evidence that's here. And it's a black and white question, and if he doesn't answer with a yes or a no, Paul's got to leave. He's got to step out because he's being dishonest. Do you agree, Paul? Yes or no? That piece there. Is that piece there?
You can't be here, Riley.
Notice the answer immediately comes from Tony and Curved. Notice That's Tony and
You're
Curb. They
being totally
immediately answer.
disingenuous because your point of view is not from St. Bees here.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's
check that claim, please. Hold on, one claim at a time. Let's just check that claim.
Not from St. Bees.
Okay, let's check that claim, Paul.
Nathan, you know Riley just disqualified himself and said he can't be here.
Shut your mouth. Right, is that St. Bees?
It's getting personal now.
Why so rude?
Shut up.
That's where you need to
Curve, do you not understand the word shut up? You're not being asked anything. You don't have anything to say at this stage. You can ask the questions quickly. Shut up and let Paul answer. Is that St. Bees, Paul? Yes or no? Objection continued or not?
That's where you need. Now you're not observing from St. Bees again. You're going closer.
Yep.
You've brought your observation point.
I'm only going closer so people can see the.
That's
Paul, do you not
disingenuous.
understand that evidence needs
You're
to
not
be seen to be
observing
able
from
to
St.
compare?
Bees here.
Sorry, we are zooming in. We are zooming because there is no zoom function in
zooming,
Google.
it's changing position.
I'm sorry. Right, we don't have a zoom function in Google, do we?
Are you an idiot?
I'm not an idiot. You or don't we have a zoom function? Is this? We've had this from Ballers on other episodes where they make it plain, where they make it clear there is no zoom function in Google. It's been made clear by Ballers who had a good laugh, went to Google Street View and said we can't get this same view from Google Earth and we cannot zoom. It's such a shame. Well, if you're now using that as an objection against Anthony Riley getting closer, then you're being totally disingenuous.
Oh my God.
It's black and white, Paul. It's either, do you agree with me that that is what evidence on the evidence or not?
Images
in the picture
from two different viewpoints. Well
Right,
done on your big straw man.
Paul, are you saying that it is not that
You want me
landmass?
to give an answer on a comparison that's taken from two totally different viewpoints. What an idiot.
It's not a it's a rendering of a bloody computer.
Yes,
what are you talking
Nathan,
about?
You want me to compare and give a comparison and answer a question on a question that's been made.
He's not comparing it with a image that's zoomed out, is he? We are looking at a zoomed image.
Google Earth image taken from a different viewpoint.
It's not taken, it's rendered. It's not taken, it's not a photograph. It's not taken, it's a rendering. It's a computer image.
Right. Nathan, his point was...
That's right, but it's from an entirely different viewpoint.
It's not the same viewpoint anymore, Nathan. So your question is utterly retarded.
So what you're saying is every single time you've gone in close to the Isle of Man, we can disregard every single piece of evidence that you've presented where you've got in close to the island?
That's not what anyone's saying, Nathan. No.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Wow. That's what I'm saying, Lottie, you moron. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if we're not allowed to zoom in at this stage, then I will disregard everything that has ever been presented by Globers that zoomed in on the island. It is preposterous, ridiculous, and I'm just not going to take it. I've seen enough times. I've seen Paul travel across this land of water, this body of water, about 200 times. Now he wants to claim that we can't do it because he's being asked a difficult question, and I'm not going to tolerate it. You either answer the question or you obfuscate for another half an hour, Paul, while I point it out your ridiculous objections that have never been an issue until now. They're only an issue because you don't want to answer the question.
You've lost all objectivity to yourself, for real. Like, you've lost it.
But didn't Paul just...
You didn't even introduce me. You didn't even introduce Alte. You're done.
What happened?
We don't have the boxes anymore, Tony. No, I'll address that, Tony. The boxes can't be seen, and frankly, I don't give a toss if you're here anymore. Now we've gone through 100 shows. If all you Globers want to go full jihad, or do... Hold on, I'm going to address this whether you like it or not. If you all want to sod off, I couldn't give a toss. I don't need you here, Tony. If you want to piss off, piss off. See if I give a crap whether or not you're here. There are literally hundreds of people that will replace you in an instant. So I don't care if you're here, Tony, and I'm not going to introduce you if I choose not to, because there is a question on the table that is still unanswered. So if you don't like that you're not being introduced while a question's being asked and not answered by Paul, then tough. Paul, you're the same. If you don't want to answer and you want to threaten to go, you're fine to go. You're fine to leave and show the audience that you're walking away with your tail between your legs, having not answered the same question that's been asked 6 times. You're welcome to do that, Paul. You're welcome to bugger off. There will be plenty of people to replace you. Don't get sky-high ideas about your own self-importance. If you want to go,
sure you'll get a bunch of recruits from Isle of Man. Just so happens you have three people from Isle of Man that are watching your show. Wow, that's coincidence.
Yeah, it's not coincidence. We're talking about the Isle of Man, you moron.
You're such a liar, man. Like your guys lying.
I have an audience, Tony. Unlike Earth Discussions, where nobody watches.
Really, you have what 5,000 people in a world that's got 7 billion,
right?
And you say 3 of them live in Isle.
Yeah, no, Tony's just here to distract from the question. So if you want to ask the question again, and get us back on track, Anthony.
That's a broad question. You're asking me to compare 2 images taken from 2 different viewpoints.
So he's sitting back with a smirk in his face.
The thing is, it's not going to
all the fun out of this. This is going to be funny.
It's all right. Paul's just going to obfuscate the question with ridiculous objections. Never been an objection before now. Never been an objection till there's a difficult question. Never been an objection until now. We've zoomed in and out of this island as many times as I can remember, but now it's a difficult question Paul doesn't want to answer and wants to say that the viewpoint's wrong. What an arse.
You can't answer it. It's not possible.
Should give me mod control.
Okay, hold on. Tony, it is possible to give an answer. He just doesn't want to. That's the reality of what's going on. The audience can see it. They can see the trolling. They've heard it asked 6 times.
That you cannot compare them because they're taken from different viewpoints.
Right, then we can't compare at all then. In that case, let's give up on Google Earth. If we can't do this, Paul, then it's pointless us doing it. I've watched them zoom in and out of that image so many times it's untrue.
You'll go into the corner, you'll crawl away and die. Because you're done, Nathan.
Yeah, this is what we get. This is what we get. We get trolled without answer. Obfuscation, trolling. No answer. Paul won't answer because he knows he's cornered. Correct. Paul's cornered and all of the Globers are defending him.
Malformed question, Anthony.
Apparently the question's malformed. Yeah. Great distraction there from Paul. More obfuscation. More distraction. More trolling from Lottie. Let's just leave this on screen.
Just give me more. Go away.
So are we at a deadlock here? Can we not move on?
Yeah, where we're at is Douglas.
Are you insisting that this question be answered, Nathan, before we move on?
If they want to do what they have done and establish land masses, they have to go in and establish land masses.
Why can't they use the terrain to match the terrain?
This isn't the terrain, you stupid moron. It's a computer rendering.
He asked, why can't you match?
I'm not talking about Google Earth.
The thing is, if Paul's right with the tuft of trees, everything else has got to be right that goes with it. And if you're going to say that that's where the tuft of trees is in relation to the town, you've got to give me that bit there matches exactly that bit there. That's not unreasonable.
Not from that point of view. You're looking at things from 2 different.
The latitude and longitude have changed.
One of those images has been taken from the island, from St. Bees, and here you're not at St. Bees.
Paul, if I move backwards to some degree, will you give me a point where you're happy to concede that point there?
Move backwards to St. Bees.
But if I move back to St. Bees, Paul, it's 8 behind the curve, and B can't see it.
No, this is the Globers moving the goalposts, not anybody changing their position. We've zoomed in and out of this island countless times. This is not what we do. We don't normally sit with us at the beach from St. Bees. This is never what we do. This is the goalposts being moved. It's ridiculous. This is not what we normally do.
Paul, what you're asking me to do there is say that this isn't relevant either because this has been zoomed into 83 times optical zoom.
Exactly.
So, same position though.
God. It's the viewing angle we're talking about.
We can't get that from Google. There's no zoom, you moron. There's no zoom on Google.
Right.
I wonder why you can move.
Are you asking the question?
What was the question, Paul?
If there's no zoom, then why the hell are you asking the question?
You've identified the tuft of trees. I'm prepared to give you the tuft of trees, but in return, I want that head. I want that head to be that. Idiot. Do you agree?
You cannot compare 2 images taken from 2 different viewpoints, Anthony.
All right,
Paul, it's identical.
Just for the sake, hold on. No. They've made this objection, so let's just show the audience what we get if we go back to St. Bees and look at it from there. Let's just show them exactly what we get from the lowest altitude. Oh, what do you know? You can't identify a damn thing. Shut up, Lottie. We can't identify a damn thing from here.
That wasn't me talking, Nathan, you utter retard.
Right.
So in that case then, Paul...
Oh, what do you know? We can't tell anything from anything. What a shock. Well, let's move these goalposts a bit further, shall we, Paul, so you don't have to answer. What a ridiculous point.
Paul?
No,
I think you're being unfair. If I'm prepared to
Slimy.
concede 5 key points there, or 4 key points, you've got to give me that one back. That's fair, Paul. That's what debate's about.
This is not a negotiation, Anthony.
No,
In fact, I'm not.
We identified the tuft of trees. It was on
No,
the right
no negotiation, just dogma. What we have here is dogma. It is the tuft of trees, accept it.
Facts are not subject to someone's delusional fantasies.
This is frustrating. I need to be stoned to watch this stuff because you're so infuriating.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lottie.
God damn.
I can't
Facts are
really
not
get it any better.
subject to Anthony
It matches
Riley's delusional
identity.
fantasies.
But I want Paul to give me this corner piece.
Why don't you
In
just listen
return,
to what he's
I'll
saying?
give him 1,
You can't
2,
move it. It's not the same
3,
viewing angle.
4
So
pieces.
why don't you ask why instead of just going, well, why don't you? It's just so retarded. It's like
Let me
talking
tell
to
you
a
why,
dog.
Lottie. Because we see in the image that land, and Anthony is trying to establish with Paul if it's this land in the picture. It's a simple question.
I'm going to go smoke next to my kids. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
It's like
gonna
Paul's
call this line,
17
Paul's
other
failure to
points that
answer.
he's pointed out mean nothing. Now it's just this
No.
tuft of trees.
Yeah.
Silence
One
from Paul.
Paul.
And what's the whole point of Anthony's argument?
Because I want
No
to get
idea.
Come
consensus
out
so
with
we
an
can
answer.
move forward. Does it matter
Where are
what the
you
point
going
is?
with this, Anthony?
It's based on the evidence, Paul. If you're going to say that that's the tuft of trees, and I don't agree
No,
with
it's
you,
not.
but I'm...
It's based on your wins.
Paul, let me state my position. I don't
Well, I
agree
guess
that that's
the
the tuft of
evidence
trees.
would be, what's the evidence? The evidence shows that you took these images from a different point than what you're claiming to have
You're
taken
just distracting
them
from his
Anthony.
point. You're just now changing the subject because you still don't want to answer. You want to say it's a rubbish question.
Well, I
and
guess we
it's-
deserve an answer. Where did
No, we
Riley
deserve an
take
answer for
it
the question
from?
that's been asked 6 times, not your new question that you don't want to
I have
answer.
answered
You're
the
using as a
question. I'll answer
distraction.
it a second time, a 15th time, and a 16th time. You cannot compare
This is where the
images
photo was
taken
taken,
from
Paul.
different
There you go.
viewpoints.
There you go, Paul. There's where it's
Where
taken from.
Riley, not a new question.
There's where the picture was
It's a
taken
fundamental
from.
This is the original question that's never been answered.
I tell you what,
very well.
let's change it for Paul's benefit, right, Paul? You tell me where you'd like it to be, and we'll go with that. It'll be the same. It's going to make no difference. So you tell me where you want me to put the other side of it.
Yeah, that's a better question. Bring up the actual image. Put your cursor on that lump of land, and let's get Paul to tell us what it is.
You just tell me where you want it, Paul. I'll go with it. Just because I want you to agree with me on the evidence that you're claiming. So you tell me where you want me to put this line so that you're happy with it. Oh shit.
Oh, what is he talking about?
Do you want it the 7th time? Hold on. No. Curve's asked his new guest. He maybe wasn't here for the first 6 times it was asked. Please, can you ask it again, Anthony, for the benefit of Curved Water?
The highest part that I could possibly be on this is 51 feet because that's the highest terrain part, which is around about...
Rubbish.
No, that's a lie.
The highest point
Shows the
there is
metadata,
33.
Anthony.
See, now we've just got onto this question, right? I don't care.
It
Let's
doesn't
establish
even
what
matter
that land
height.
is.
What matters is the parallax position. Paul, where do you want me to put it?
Huh?
Where do you want it? He's asking another question. He's just got a simple question. Why are you being
Why
like a
would we want to
retard?
change his
What is your problem,
position? Why
Paul?
would we want
What
that?
is your problem today with your problems of comprehension? Why is it that he says,
the
where do you want me
point
to
is,
put this mark?
you're gonna
And the
change-
answer he gets is,
You want us to ask him to change
what kind of
your
answer's
position?
that? He's asked. You've said you're not in the
Why
correct
do you guys have to
location,
be-
so he's now
why do you
moved
guys
it
have
for
to be
you.
coddled
He
like
asks you
little
where you
kids
want the
when you guys
marker,
give
and you go,
information, but you get your own. I don't get it.
It was the same response I got when I asked him
Paul
when we
did
were
this
talking
all
I want
about
Anthony to
the...
prove. I want Anthony to prove that that's Douglas.
Full retard.
Douglas
I
is
want
not-
him
I'm
to
trying to,
identify-
Paul, but you're not
I want
helping me.
Anthony
Paul,
to
you have
identify where the
asserted
tuft of
that
trees
it's
is.
Bala. We watched it yesterday on Earth Discussions. So you've made an assertion and he's challenging it. It doesn't work like he makes an assertion, then you continue to
No,
make
it's
an
not
assertion
challenging it.
over and
I
over
haven't
again.
said
And then when you get to your point, you get to
whatsoever.
make it and then dogmatically stand by it without proving it in any way, shape or form. That's not what happens here. You have to actually challenge his assertions. He's now challenging yours. Shock horror. It's a debate.
Has Wiley
been
not
no
already
challenge.
If you claim that them trees are what you say they are, then I'm entitled to challenge.
He has presented a challenge and asked you to identify some land because he objects and obviously says it's a different town. So now he's going to the town you say it is and saying, let's establish what the land around it is. He has already absolutely established what he thinks it is and you have challenged it. Now you're doing the same. You've asserted it's Balakanal. He now wants to establish what's around it. This is perfectly reasonable.
Why did he do that, Nathan? He didn't never
asked him what he thinks it is, and he won't answer.
I've told you what I think it is.
What does Anthony think that land
Paul,
to the left is?
Listen. Let me state my position. I don't agree that the tuft of trees...
I was going to say, Rumpus deserves an introduction. Hold on, Anthony, sorry. How you doing, Rumpus? Hold on, Rumpus is here and deserves a... How you doing, Rumpus?
Okay, cool. Rumpus deserves an introduction. Cool.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that was a bit snide.
Can you all shut up while Rumpus says hello? We just want to hear him for 2 seconds uninterrupted. Hello, Rumpus, how are you doing?
No, you just wanted to interrupt the people.
I've only just caught up, so I have no idea what's going on. I just understand Paul's being hassled a bit for some reason. I don't quite know why, and Anthony's making it clear.
Well, it's good timing, Rumpus, because Curve Waters asked the same question again, and Anthony Riley's just about to ask it for about the 7th time.
Okay.
Right. Rumpus can do it
I
in Paul's
actually did
absence.
not
Paul
ask the same question again. I had a different question about what he was saying at that moment. Nathan.
Oh, in that case, that can wait. So, well, that can wait then, Kurt.
It was about what Anthony was saying.
Right, well, what he was doing was directing his specific question towards Paul in regards to where he wanted a marker. So if you had a question around that, it can wait, Kurt, I'm afraid.
Riley about what he
that can wait, Kurt, I'm afraid. That's just going to have to wait until afterwards. It can wait. We've got plenty of time unless you continually troll and stop this point from being made and answered. So you can troll continually if you want, but then we may not have enough time for your question, Curved. It's up to you.
Yeah, we're running out of time, Curve. Come on.
We're running out of time.
Right, Rumpus. Listen, Rumpus. I think you and Paul both agreed in the ED discussion last night that this clump of trees is the one that I've misidentified. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, that's the clump of trees that, yes, you think is the tuft of trees, yes.
Great. So my position is I don't agree with this misidentification. I think you guys have got it wrong. However, I'm prepared to concede certain points of this if I get a concession back. Paul won't give the concession back because
it's not
basically
tit for tat, Anthony.
Doesn't work like that.
Paul, it's okay, Paul. We've got a new guest called the Rumpus. Paul, we've got a new guest called the Rumpus, who is trying to.
What is Anthony wanting to concede?
Hold on, he's trying to address the Rumpus. So once he's been addressed and the Rumpus gives his response, maybe you want to try again and give an answer, Paul. You've had 6 attempts.
So basically, the position is this: I don't agree with the premise that this clump of trees is the one that you guys have identified. However, but given that its location seems to match, I'm prepared to concede that these 2 houses in Balakanal are what's on screen. I'm prepared to concede that this clump of trees up at the top here matches this ridge line that's here, that's a darkened line. I'm prepared to say that and the clump of trees that's here...
I'm reasonably sure this is country, but I don't think that one to the right is. I think that's just a hill.
Okay, but I'm prepared to concede it, and I'm also prepared to concede that these 3 light things, these light-coloured buildings here, would indeed probably be these 3 lights here. I'm prepared to concede that. I don't agree with it. I think they're explained better in Douglas.
But for the sake of argument, you're going to concede it for the sake of argument. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just for the sake of argument, just so that we can get some closure on this point. But if I concede these 4 points line up, and I don't really think they do, but if I concede it, would you agree with me that this head here on the corner would match up with that head that's there on the corner?
No, I don't think it does. If I looked on Google, no, I think that's the wrong. I can quickly check online.
Well, in that case, then, I won't concede any of this, and that clump of trees is the way I said it, and you failed to prove because these things don't really
Douglas
line
isn't
up.
even in the picture.
The only thing that lines up is these 3 lights.
Hold on, Tony.
We would like to see where you think the clump of trees is.
He's already shown that. We've just moved past. We're moving past that now because we have a concession. Thank you, Rumpus. And he's saying no, he doesn't think it matches.
He'd never conceded.
No, he said he doesn't think it matches. We can now move forward. He said he doesn't think it matches. That's a good enough answer. Fine.
Okay. Yeah,
that's not a concession.
No, okay, wrong word. My apologies. I take it back. The concession was the wrong terminology. Don't get a knickers in a twist.
Let's just pretend it is. Let's just pretend
Nathan. Okay, Nathan misspoke. We can move on from now. Yeah. Okay, Karen.
Sure. Now, in the alternative, this is what I think the position is. If we come around the corner to this next cove, which is where Douglas is, the clump of trees for me, I'm going to have to move in so you can see it. I know this is going to cause problems, but there's the clump of trees. There's the triangular shape of buildings that we see.
I've got a bit of shock for you, Anthony, I'm afraid, about that clump of trees.
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish.
Sorry, okay, Karen.
Let me finish. Wait. There's the clump of trees. There's the corner of Douglas that we're seeing in the picture. And then the 3 lights that we see, these 3 lights that are here, seem to line up with that building, and that building. But there's a further point that lighthouse down there appears to line up with that dot that's there. Now, I'll agree, maybe not. I'll concede against that. But those 3 buildings seem to be 1, 2, 3 buildings on this corner here. And I'm going to argue that they will be them. However, that's the position. That's my position. But I'm prepared to concede my position if you'll give me that head to be this corner here. Douglas.
Absolutely not.
Well, in that case, you aren't satisfied.
Rather than what you can get in return by some, devious method and negotiation here.
It's called concession. This is debate. All I want from you guys.
We're not negotiating.
Why does the truth have to concede anything?
For real, they count.
Facts are not subject to your whims, Anthony.
Aye. So if it's facts that we're applying, this isn't Balakanel.
Absolutely,
so
it is. Absolutely,
which way do you want it? Do you want strict application of fact? Because if it is, we're going around to Douglas.
We've got 3 different ways of identifying it as Balakanel, Anthony. 3 independent ways of doing it.
Yes.
But
and all you have is streaming across.
Doing the angle calculation and Paul's favourite of following a ridge. All of them say that's Balakanel. And what's more, here's the punchline. Here's the funny punchline. If you try and do an elevation analysis of your trees, your clump, you'll see that they're actually hidden behind 2 sets of mountains, and there's absolutely no way you could see them.
Well, so there's a clear line of sight to the trees. What are you talking about?
Can somebody show that to Riley so that he can?
Unfortunately, I can't share Google Earth. It really annoys me. So unfortunately, brilliant.
Right,
yeah,
hang on. Let's test the claim that Rumpus has just made. Rumpus, listen.
It is.
That's where the clump of trees is that I'm saying. We zoom out. All we're testing is there a clear line of sight to the clump of trees or not from where I'm saying they are.
Right.
If I put that back to roughly there.
On the last bit. This is where it gets funny.
So what's blocking it, Rumpus?
I can show you exactly what's blocking it. If you share my screen, I'll show you.
Paul. You had your chance before. What's blocking it, Rumpus?
This is the 3rd time someone's done this.
Why would my line of sight be blocked?
Notice there's no objection to us zooming in and out of the island at the moment from Paul.
Yeah.
That's not what this is about.
Indeed.
You jump in there, Kirk, and defend him. You jump in and defend him where he rowed about us zooming in and out of the island. Suddenly we had to do it. Suddenly on Google Earth, Paul was saying that to not answer that question, which he seems to be very vocal about right now, that same question wouldn't be answered. The objection being that we had to go back to the coast to some bees. What a ridiculous objection. Just want to point this out again for Paul, what a ridiculous objection he had.
Your objection is
how deep do you have your finger in Anthony's belt loop, Nathan? I mean, geez, if you guys were in prison, you guys
seriously, it's about the evidence. It's not about that. If I'm wrong, you're going to call me on it.
Thank you for that, Tony.
God.
Let's look at the evidence. I've got the evidence up on my screen for why you can't see those line of trees.
Because I'm asking Rumpus, is there a line of sight to the clump of trees that I say it is or not?
No. On the render you've got there, because you've got the wrong line, unfortunately, I think you'll find. Your line is not the correct line.
Let's do it again then. We got to this stage with Paul. No problem, Rumpus. We've got to this stage with Paul. Lots of trolling at this stage, so hopefully we can keep it to a minimum, guys, in the background. So we're at the same stage, Rumpus. We can't. Tony can't seem to keep his trolling to a minimum at this stage. Clearly, Tony's got to pipe up continually at this stage, hasn't he? Because that's what Tony does when there's a difficult part that we might get to move past. So, Rumpus, not Tony, not Tony. Notice the word Rumpus at the beginning of that statement. Rumpus. Where would you like this marker, Rumpus?
Looking what Anthony's got here, I must admit, he does look as on his rendering. If you could just go back to his presentation.
Hang on, where do you need to pick? Because I'm here now.
Right, no, I'm happy with where that red line you've got. I'm happy with that position. Yeah, perfectly happy with that.
So if we go, so you want to go back to the render?
Can you just make sure? Okay, draw a line from there to Douglas. To your tuft of trees.
That's what I did do, and you said I didn't have it
sorry,
lined
I
up.
missed this. We keep on losing, unfortunately.
Our new guest. How you doing, Corona? Can you hear us?
Right, that is your line. Is that okay? But that's not the. Okay, I haven't done that myself. Paul did it, and he drew a line, and from what we saw,
I don't know what he's done.
Yeah, I don't know what you've done.
And this is why Paul's wrong. And this is why I'm asking for the concession. If Paul wants it to be If Paul wants it to be Balacanal,
I must admit, Anthony, what you're showing here, that does look like you could see the tuft, but I don't see how that's possible because I've done it and I couldn't do that. And I only did it briefly, but Paul was the one who actually did it in front of us.
I've done it, and I haven't even.
All right, so do you at least concede that I'm showing that there is a clear line of sight to the tuft of trees that I say it is?
Well, I'm showing you that there's not.
Okay.
Can you share my screen and I'll show you?
No, not yet.
We're trying to get a concession from a different person at the moment, Paul. You had an opportunity. We've moved past the point that you obfuscated, and now we're doing the same thing with Rumpus, Paul. You're at the back of the queue, my friend.
Well, hold on. No. Well, I accept what Anthony's showing us. It does look as though there is a line, and I don't quite understand how he's managing this because he is indeed going from the right spot, and he is going to what he thinks is a tuft of trees. So yes, from his thing, I must admit, it does look like there's a line of sight, but I don't understand how, because I've done something similar to this, and I didn't think you couldn't see all that bit of Douglas, and yet Paul has done it as well, and it doesn't. So I'd love to see what Paul.
Well, can I just let me push it a bit further, and I'll do the same triangulation.
You somehow think lots of Douglas here along this line. I don't think that's possible. I don't quite understand.
Rumpus, listen. If I do the same triangulation thing, listen. Just hang on a sec. Let me speak a sec. If that is my clump of trees, and this would be the triangle that we see that's blocked by the land behind us, then this would be the other triangle that's up at the top. So that would match that. There's the triangle of things, and there's that. Maybe not.
But we've identified, Anthony, we've identified it with angles and peak finder and the topology, and it all agrees that it's Balacanal. So I don't.
Right. Well,
so I'd very much like to see Paul's line.
If you and Paul both agree that it's Balacanal, I want this corner bit here. There's the line of sight to Balacanal. All I'm asking for is if I concede that this is Balacanal, that I get that corner matching that bit there. So unless it's not that bit, it might be that bit there. But I'm having one of them two if I concede Balacanal.
No.
You don't get to have something.
I know. That's ridiculous.
What's wrong with you? Check this with angles. We've checked this with peak finder. We've checked this with angles.
Forget angles. This is real world.
Douglas
this is a real piece of evidence from real world. Forget angles. Forget math.
Not
100%.
If this is Balacanal, I'm having this bit to match this bit. Otherwise, we're going back round to
whatever.
Douglas.
Do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Douglas isn't in this picture. You messed up. You didn't get the right
Douglas
picture.
Is not in the picture.
Douglas isn't in the picture.
So I'm a bit confused as to why. Anthony's showing us in Google Earth that he has got a line of sight to that tuft of trees. When we say line of sight, of course, we don't actually mean you can see it. All we mean by line of sight is drawn a line in Google Earth. So we shouldn't confuse a line of sight, which means something you can see, to a line on a map on Google Earth, because we had that problem.
Well, it's changing latitude and longitude.
Exactly.
Correct.
We're just drawing a line on a map here. We're not saying it's a line of sight in the sense that you can see along that line.
Just to be clear, yes, I agree with Rumpus. Absolutely correct. Rumpus's statement is 100% correct. What we have on screen now is line of sight. What we have on now is a CGI rendering of something that you guys think represents our planet. You guys think it represents our planet, but it's just a CGI rendering done in a computer. What we had on before was a photograph, which does represent what we can actually see. And what we are trying to do, struggling to do because of all the trolling, is get a consensus about where they match and where they don't match.
This is not only who we've moved. We have moved. Where we're looking at Google Earth now is we're hovering in this position very close.
I understand that, Rumpus. Are you going to now try and do what Paul did and put us back on the coast of St. Bees?
Well, after all, that is
right.
That is where the picture was.
Sorry, I was asking Rumpus a question. It had a yes or no answer, and he seems to have gone silent. Are you now suggesting, Rumpus, that we do these in Google Earth from the coast of St. Bees, with a tiny little island in the distance? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, we're suggesting Douglas isn't.
Tony, you don't seem to understand your own name. Why is it that I say Rumpus specifically, and Tony answers? What is Tony's hearing problem? Is it a comprehension problem with your own name? Were you formally called the Rumpus?
You're a moron.
Are you formally called the Rumpus, Tony? Is that where your comprehension problem's coming from?
You've called everyone names on this panel. And now it's coming out that you're wrong, and you're backpedaling, and it sucks for you. I understand.
Yeah, can we stick with Rumpus, please, Tony? We don't care about your little issues, son. We don't care about your little problem. Tony, your little problem is insignificant. Let the adults talk. Let the adults speak, Tony. Try and pipe down.
You are too invested in this.
Try and take a breath, Tony. Pipe down. Put yourself on mute. Go make yourself a cup of tea.
Anthony's a liar, and now
we don't need you trolling right now, Tony. Nobody in the audience wants you to speak.
You are too.
I'll try to help you, actually.
I'm trying to shut you up, and now I'm going to try and shut Chris up, while the two adults trying to get a consensus continue to try and get a consensus about where the reality, which is on screen now, matches with Google Earth.
So much for an open panel.
I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 globe heads on this Google Hangout and me.
Globe heads.
Yeah, that's what we have.
Sorry,
Tony, you've just accused me of not having an open panel. Well, the only flat earther who was on the panel was sniped out. There's been no other flat earthers. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait, we've got Dawn Treader. We now have an 8th. We now have an 8th globe head to troll and obfuscate this progress. Just to be clear.
All right, progress.
Open my arse. There's no flat earthers here. They get sniped out.
Now, a lot of flat earthers don't want to come on.
We're done. Douglas isn't in the picture. This evidence is over.
Tony, if you're done, sod off.
Anthony hasn't.
Go away, Tony, if you're done. If you're finished with this discussion, Tony, go away.
No, Anthony hasn't.
No. If you're done, you've just declared that it's done. If you've made your decision, Tony, you're not welcome. Don't you get it? I'm going to tell Tony what the situation is, and if he doesn't answer, he's getting rejected. Tony, you've just told me that you're done with this discussion. If you're done with it, leave. If you're not done with it, keep your mouth shut. Is that clear? If it's not clear, say no, and I'll eject you, because you are just trolling.
We are still waiting for the question to be answered. Where did Anthony honestly take the images from?
Yeah, hey, Nathan, do you understand the difference between being at St. Bees and zooming in and moving in Google Earth to the place like we've got here, where you get the same sort of size?
Right, this is distraction, Rumpus.
These rhetorical questions. I just conceded this to you, Rumpus. I said, I agree with Rumpus. Did you not hear that part, Rumpus, when I agreed with you?
Too much rowing going on.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame, isn't it? All these people like Tony who can't get their mouth shut.
Like Tony.
Right, Rumpus, let me ask you a question,
Rumpus. You guys lying, and you're lying to everyone.
Paul hopefully is going to show us the view that he's got in Google Earth
let me ask you a question.
Viewpoint to the tuft of trees and seeing what that goes. And we've obviously got a problem here between Anthony doing it and Paul doing it, and we need to resolve why they're different.
Hang on. Rumpus, listen. Just talk to me a sec. I want you to put yourself into a hypothetical position, okay? And I want you to hypothetically.
That's hypothetical, yeah.
Yeah, I want you to just pretend that the maths might be wrong. The angular calculations might be wrong for a minute, because I'll be honest with you.
Because they've been confirmed by 3 different ways, Anthony.
Yeah, hang on. Listen, stick with me. If your maths might be wrong, all I'm suggesting
have been done independently by 3 people, and they verify with each other,
and with Peakfinder, and with the topology.
Wait, hang on a minute. Wait. Yeah. All I'm suggesting is that my tuft of trees seems to line up with this. The line that's there seems to be the yellow line I've just drawn in. That's not unreasonable, and it does match, because if we just change our elevation, we have land that's above it that matches exactly what we see there. So what I'm saying is, if you've got the maths wrong, wait, Rumpus, if the maths might be wrong, is my interpretation here unreasonable?
Well, it is unreasonable because it's. I mean, the trouble with these things are blurry. I mean, just those 3 houses.
You haven't calculated any angles.
Can't hear the Rumpus because Paul can't shut up now. Paul, what is your issue? We asked you it 6 times. You didn't give an answer. We've got some progress with Rumpus. Just shut up.
Right, but I mean, for instance,
I won't shut up.
Wow.
No, I'm not here to shut up. I'm here to ask why Anthony. Why Anthony
literally, we've got Paul trolling Rumpus now. This is it. So bad trolling that they're trolling each other.
Why doesn't Riley just present his third video and be done with it?
Let people talk.
Yes. Why doesn't he provide the evidence that we've been asking
Just let people talk, like Lottie says. Pay attention to the second moderator, Paul.
We're talking to you, Nathan. Stop interrupting. Let people have a discussion. It may get a little heated, and that's fine. But just be quiet.
Yeah, Nathan, you're shutting everyone down.
Paul's had 6 chances. If you guys don't like how I run this show, again, you are all welcome to sod off.
Yeah, we like
I couldn't care less anymore. You Globers, I don't care. You're all obfuscating the question. You're all trolling Anthony continually. There's 7 of you here. Is it 7? It's gone up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 globe heads obfuscating the one person who wants to have a conversation, which is the Rumpus. The only person in a conversation is Rumpus, and you're all trolling him and stopping him from answering.
Outright denial.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
Can we not get back to the
Anthony can make all the assertions he likes, but until he actually comes up with a method of calculating the bearings, it's pointless.
I don't need to calculate the bearings. I'm proving it on screen right now.
Can you show your line going to that tuft of trees and show how it is into the?
I can. I can if they're willing to
Paul, shut up. Paul, you had your chance. You could have gone through whatever you liked. You just didn't want to answer his question. You obfuscated it. Rumpus gave a simple answer. No, it doesn't match. Now we're moving forward with Rumpus. What's your problem?
I show.
Yeah, you wait your turn, Paul. You're at the back of the queue. Next time, don't obfuscate the question.
Obfuscate's his new buzzword.
Yeah.
You realise none of this makes the Earth flat, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must realise that.
It actually proves that there's no curvature.
Not in any way does it make the Earth flat.
No.
There's no curve, you idiot, Dawn. Yeah, here we go. The slow people are chiming in now. They don't like it and they want to chime in with their slow responses. Dawn, the slow one. Go on, Dawn. Let's hear your objections.
Oh, no. I'll take the rest of the show, mate.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, Mike's all yours, Dawn. I've just given you the platform to say what you like. Hold on. Nobody interrupt Dawn.
How about if we stay on point?
But Kurt, the platform is now Dawn's. Let's hear your objections, Dawn. Mike's all yours.
To what? To what?
To what? To what? Are you paying attention to what's on screen? Are you stupid? To what? Are you having me on?
Objections to this.
Do you want to hear the question for the 8th time, Dawn? Maybe, I think that's fair. I shouldn't be so hard. Sorry, Dawn. Oh, sorry, Dawn. Sorry. No. Dawn doesn't know what's going on. It's okay. I'll turn you all down because Dawn's got the mic. He needs an answer. He's asked what's going on. So, Anthony, for the 8th time, please, can you explain again for Dawn precisely what's going on? Thank you, Anthony.
All right. So, this is my position. The tuft of trees is in Douglas. However, Paul says that the tuft of trees is round in Bala because he's calculated it. I'm saying, and my position officially is, I don't agree with Paul. It doesn't line up. However, I'm prepared to concede it because I can get it to kind of, if you squint and kind of hold a disbelief for a moment, you can get these things to line up a little bit. The only part that supports the argument that this is here is these 3 bits here. These 3 bits here really... let me get back to it, is supported by this bit here. And I would concede that. And that's why I'm giving it some weight, right? I don't think it's a strong argument because not the other stuff doesn't. But if it does, I will concede these 4 things line up. But I want Paul and Rumpus to agree with me or to concede the point that this part, I'll get down to it. If I concede them 2 points, all I'm asking is that they concede that that head there matches that head that's in the picture and does line up with these 2. These 2 here do line up.
So if you can hear from Dawn, so I'd like to hear, hold on, let's hear Dawn's response to that, please, Dawn.
Okay, so he's trying to pin down one tuft of trees and he wants the Globers to agree it's the same tuft of trees, yeah?
I don't need you to explain it back to me. I need to hear your objections to it.
Well, it's ridiculous. Isle of Man's been seen by people from England for centuries and centuries.
That's not a response to what was just laid out, Dawn. You are basically useless. Thank you, Dawn, for your input.
Are you just fishing for answers now that go your way? Okay, now the next person. Okay, ask the same question. What do you think?
The real Globers. Let's go to another one. Hey?
Yeah,
right, maybe we can get back on track with Rumpus. Let's see if we can try it a few more times.
Nathan, you're a moron.
Guys, just a second. What we need to do is just ignore Nathan. He's
for real. He's messed up.
You vote with your feet, you moron. If you want to ignore me, you don't have to be here. Unfortunately, if you're here, you'll be listening to me, Lottie. Do you understand that?
Anthony's right.
Vote with your feet, like Paul threatened. Paul threatened. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to present his stuff. I'm going to go. Okay, Lottie. If you don't want to listen to me, sod off. It's easy. Vote with your feet, my friend. Easy.
Yeah.
Or if you're here, you'll listen to me. You will listen to me if you're here, Lottie. Just make that understood to Lottie. If you're here, Lottie, You will
Hey guys,
listen to
what
me.
we need to do is let Paul
Get
present
it?
the elevation
Get it, Lottie?
profile.
Do you understand what I've just said to you, Lottie? You will listen to me whether you like it or not.
I won't. I'll just
safe in your little room. You will.
If we don't want to listen, we won't listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's your choice, Paul. You can vote with your feet. That's it, Paul. Paul's got it. See, Paul's smart. Paul's a smart guy. He gets it. He can sod off any time he likes, can't you, Paul? Well done. Well done. And you won't be missed. There'll be no fanfare. There'll be nothing.
Nathan's
Just
got
go.
a little group of retards, and
Yeah,
he's
you same, Tony. You can sod off as well if you don't like it here. Sod off.
Yeah, sod
Easy.
yourself off.
Or you can stay here and then you will
Off
listen to
means.
me. You will.
No,
you will. No, you won't. Nothing
You will.
said has been
I
honest.
assure you of that. It is my personal guarantee.
Is a really terrible power play.
Yeah, it
This
is.
was so good before this Isle of Man, before you started listening to Anthony.
Yeah. You know, you understand what I've told you though, Tony. If you're here, you'll be listening to me, my friend.
We've had
So
two
where
good times
Lottie
together, now
says,
you're
let's
gonna
not
deny
listen
it
to
all
Nathan.
because of this
Yeah, you
stupid
will.
Isle of Man
You
thing.
will, whether you want to or not.
Okay, Nathan, can I ask you
You're
a
such
question?
a big man. You're so huge, dude.
Have you not smoked any cannabis today?
For real, go smoke some weed.
That's not nice,
Nathan,
Darwin.
can I ask you a question? Have you smoked any cannabis today?
Yeah. Are we going to get back onto the point with Rumpus,
Yes,
or are we going to have
get
this
back onto the point.
nonsense
I must admit,
diversion
I
indefinitely?
must admit, my line actually agrees with Anthony's rather than Paul, so I'm a bit confused now about Paul's line. So I'm
Great.
I'd really love to see Paul's line.
Who would have figured that?
Yeah, I'm using Google Earth Pro. I'm just wondering. I presume that Paul is using Google Earth Pro.
And
Well,
Alex,
so-
too. You guys, Alex is on your side, too. Alex did this all very in-depth, 20, 30 minutes, and he's exactly with you guys. So,
All right, well, maybe we can do something to get to the bottom of this,
Well, if
but
Paul does
we're going to
demonstrate
all have
something
to shut up and let somebody show
Yeah,
something.
Paul has to show us what his line is, because mine is not quite in agreement with Paul's, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm happy to
That's it.
concede
It's all you got.
it's the other bay. But all I'm asking for is the concession that the head that's on the screen here
You're not
is the
getting
one
it.
that you see on
Yeah,
screen.
you're asking for something that's untrue, I'm afraid, Anthony.
Okay, so in that case, then we come back round to Douglas, where I assert it is because it matches exactly the evidence. And all I'm saying is, if you've got to give me one or the other, pick.
We don't have to give you both, either one or the other.
Well, what we have to do is let
king.
Paul get on with the elevation thing.
Yeah,
and
It's one or the other, Rumpus. You've got to give us one. If you tend to agree with me, then that's great. Let's
agree
pass.
with you. Always
Hang on.
disagree with you. I'm only
If you
agreeing
tend to
with you
agree
that
with
you
me,
can draw
that's
a line
fine.
in Google
I'd like
Earth
to then
Pro
pass
from
the
St.
buck
Bees
back
Head
to
to the
Paul.
Tuft of Trees. That doesn't mean to say you can see it. It's just a line on a map.
Right, a line of sight is a line of sight.
No, a line of sight is something you can look along. That doesn't. If you allow for the curve, I can't see Florida. There might be a line of sight on a map from here to Florida, but I can't see it because it goes behind the curve.
Yeah, but what happens if
There's
the
definitely a line of sight
Okay,
line.
no. Rumpus has got a point, but what we're trying to do, Rumpus, is say in the photo we do see stuff, right? We do see stuff in the photo. It's real. We see it. Now we're trying to find out what it is. It's not that hard.
Absolutely, that's perfectly correct. Yes.
So let's look at the elevation profile that shows it's not the trees.
Right,
So
hang on.
Paul could
Why
be
don't we
allowed
pass
to
it back
show
to
his
Paul
thing.
and show us why Paul's assertion is correct?
Hold on, we have a new guest that Nathan wants to introduce.
It's okay, I'll cover it. Welcome, Arjun. If you can just speak so we can hear your weird voice.
I'm referring to Craig Gifford.
Craig Gifford, hello.
Hi, Craig.
We need to get a quick hello from you, Craig, so we can adjust
you hear me?
your levels.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Is that okay?
No
It's
problem.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear Craig.
Looks like an honest man to me.
Do you live in Douglas, Craig?
No. I live in the UK.
Okay.
Right. Still looking honest. Okay.
I am honest.
Are you a flat earther or a globe earther?
Honest, but can we get back to Paul?
No, I'm a flat earther, but I'm open to ideas. But listen, this is my view from listening to
We're
it.
in the middle of
Right?
something here.
So
Can we not let Paul finish what he was doing, and then you can Craig can then pronounce on some new subject or the new position? If we could see what Paul's...
Finish. We haven't even been.
Oh, you've scared them off, Rumpus.
No, I think YouTube did something there.
YouTube just
Oh,
why would you do that to a flat earther?
Not nice.
Why would anyone snipe someone? I mean,
Am I being shared or not? Probably not.
Yeah, you're right. Why would anyone? You're right. It's mass chaos.
I
Is
can
that still
see
live?
it.
I don't. I don't know if I'm being shared or not. Am I or
when
not?
you speak, you are. But
well, we can click on your
we
click on your name, Paul, and see it.
But obviously, we want people to be able to see that in the YouTube. So if you could be presented, that would be
all right.
extremely
Enough. I forgot about that.
All right. So if you want to have a look,
if you keep speaking, Paul, you'll be there.
Yeah. Do you agree that's where Anthony was standing? I've actually put it a bit lower than the peak. Okay, so I've put him about there. So I've actually given him a bit of a lower elevation there, but that doesn't really matter.
You put him long, a little bit hard than that, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's where my point of view is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the Isle of Man now, and show you where we intercept Douglas. All right, so here we go. There's now where is it? There it is. There's Douglas. So the red line comes through these cliffs here to Douglas.
It doesn't do that for me, Paul. I don't know why.
That's just one. That's not necessarily the one that goes past there. So there would be a red line that comes this way that goes to about there.
Is it just me, or does your sight line start on the island, Paul? Sorry, Paul. Paul, does your sight line start on the island?
Exaggeration on
Sorry,
Google
does that sight line start on the island, Paul?
Right, cool. Just checking.
Paul, does that sight line start on the island or at St. Bees?
St. Bees. Which one? The red one that starts at St. Bees.
I'm just a bit baffled. You had a real objection to making observations when you zoomed in, and not only we zoomed in, we seem to have an aerial view now, Paul. I just don't understand why you've objected to this. Are we all cool with looking at? Are we all cool with looking at? Are we all cool with looking at zoomed images now, or is that still an objection of yours, Paul?
Come on, Nathan.
Not come on. I'm asking Paul a question. Do you have an objection with using this zoom function? Because we don't seem to be at the beach.
I want to know which.
Don't seem to be at the beach if you're making this observation, Paul. Why not?
There is no function on Google Earth, Nathan.
Why aren't we using that then? Why are we over the top of it in a bird's eye view?
For the elevation profile.
Worm, Nathan.
Can't we get the elevation profile from the beach at St. Bees? Isn't that a reasonable objection, like the same as Paul's objection? Can't we get this elevation profile looking from the beach at St. Bees in Google Earth?
No.
Oh right, like we couldn't look at that. Like we couldn't look at that peninsula from the St. Bees beach.
It's
same
like
sort of thing, right?
Same
sort of thing, right? Curved. Like we couldn't see any of the island from St. Bees. That was Paul's objection. Why are you jumping down my throat when I am literally having exactly the same objection that Paul had, and you're jumping down my throat? I jumped down Paul's throat for the objection, and you jumped down my throat for having a go at him. Now we've got the same exact situation, and I'm saying to Paul, why don't we look at the elevation profile from the beach? And the answer is because it's ridiculous, isn't it, Paul? Isn't it, Paul? Yeah, it's okay, Paul. We all see what's going on. You call me a snivelling worm. My point is the same as your point, Paul. That's the bottom line here. That we can't do anything from the beach at St. Bees. We have to go over the top of the land. We have to zoom in and zoom out along the sight line.
Oh, so Nathan doesn't like it when people talk over him, but it's okay.
No, I'm telling you, Paul, that your objection was ridiculous. I'm now making the same objection, and all of your cohorts are telling me how ridiculous your objection was. Your objection is now my objection, and everyone's telling me how ridiculous I am. And it's because they agree with me that your original objection was ridiculous. No, your argument has become my argument, and now you're telling me how ridiculous your argument is when used by me. That's what's happening here, Paul. I am showing what you have done to the audience and point out how ridiculous it is when I make the same exact point to you. Yeah, how ridiculous that we should try and get elevation profiles from the beach at St. Bees. How ridiculous. That was your point that you held back on 6 or 7 times. 6 or 7 times. You told Anthony to go back to the beach. Now here we are in the same situation with me making the same objection, and you're just trolling me, telling me how ridiculous it is.
Anyone that wants to present anything of any value.
Can we get back to the discussion?
Right, so you're ready to listen now, are you? Okay, good.
Hey,
okay,
Nate,
which tuft of trees is it that which tuft of trees is it that Anthony's claiming? Is it this one here, or is it this one back here?
No.
Or one of the other thousands of tufts of trees.
No. It's the one that's on it.
Which one?
You can't see it from the satellite view, Paul. You've got to get down on the line of sight, otherwise you've got no chance.
What?
Well, which tuft of trees. Here is Douglas.
Which? He's just said you've got to get down to the profile that we see, Paul. So we're on a bird's eye view. Did you not hear him say that? Did you hear him say that?
Which tuft of trees?
Did you hear him say what he just said? He said, we're looking at a side profile. Now we're on an elevated bird's eye view. What part of that didn't you understand, Paul? Is it a comprehension problem again? Are we going to literally have the same problem 6 times with this issue? 6 times.
Would you want me to ask it for the 6th and 7th time? Which tuft of trees would you like me to use?
We have to get down to the profile that we see it like in the picture, Paul, like Anthony's just pointed out to you and you've completely ignored.
Nathan, Anthony's identified its location. Exactly. It doesn't matter where it's from an area.
No.
He said it's there. That's where that is.
Right, gents,
which tuft of trees?
Paul, please, just go down to the line of sight and
yes,
you can
Anthony,
see the
which tuft of trees, Anthony?
Okay, how about this, Anthony? You give us the location, longitude and latitude. Anthony, you must know the longitude and latitude of the trees that you're talking about. Could you please put that in the side chat, the Paul can then include it in there, and then you can go there.
No, go down to the line of sight and I can show it you.
No,
I like
give
to
us
be
the
empirical.
Coordinates, then everything's in there.
Please, Paul, come on. I've been really reasonable with you, Paul, and you're not playing fair.
We're asking you for
I am playing fair. I'm asking you directly. Which tuft of trees? I can't get any fairer than that, Anthony. Tell me which tuft of trees and I'll go to it.
Please,
give us the coordinates.
There's nothing unfair about that.
Go down to the line of sight.
Tell me which tuft of trees and I'll go to it.
Then.
We're not looking at it from the air, Paul. What's wrong with his objection?
He doesn't understand any of this. He doesn't understand why you're asking him for the details.
I don't even know where this is leading. I mean,
it's obfuscation. It's called trolling.
Yeah, I know.
Because he needs the ambiguity, that's why.
Let's just assume that Anthony's not willing to tell us which tuft of trees it is. So if it's this tuft of trees,
go down to the
then you
line
can
of
see
sight and you'll see it in 30
reasonably
seconds.
that it's
10 seconds.
It's not visible behind this giant cliff here, is it? Oh, what if it's another tuft of trees?
It's on the cliff. You're in the wrong place.
Huh?
Because I'm not a bird.
I'm not in the wrong. Well, would you tell me? I've asked you which place you want me to be.
I want you to be down on the line of sight, please, Paul,
Tell
for the
me
4th
which place
time.
you want me to be, Anthony.
On the line of sight, Paul, for the 5th time.
Which place would you like me to? Which
on the line
tuft
of sight,
of trees?
Paul, for the 6th
there
time.
are not that many tuft of trees here. Is it this tuft
on
of
the line of
trees?
sight, Paul, for the 7th time.
Okay, right, let's turn you guys down while I do my last link. So we have approximately half an hour left on this live stream. I hope you're all enjoying the debate thus far. If you would like to join the debate, there is a link in the info box below this video. Simply mute the page you are currently watching to join the discussion and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside the show while it's live. Props to the guy who dropped his super chat. I don't know his name, my apologies, but thank you very much. If you do join the debate, there are a couple of rules in the Hangout. Number 1, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. As I say, there is approximately half an hour left on this stream if you did want to join it. Please share the show on social media if you've not done so already. And one last time, if you are new to the channel or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate.
Yeah. Oh, gee, that tuft of trees is also hidden behind the curve.
My trees.
Wow. All right.
Well, presumably I'm guessing the most favourable tuft of trees would be that little one right on the side of right next to Douglas, isn't it? Isn't that the best?
Come on, Paul, come down to the line of sight for the 8th time.
Isn't that one
not
right next to
difficult,
Douglas?
Paul. Come down to the line of sight for the 9th time.
This one here.
I can't see you.
Down to the line of sight, Paul, for the 10th
down
time.
near Douglas. Isn't that what he?
Huh?
Down to the line of sight, Paul, for the 11th time. Down to the line of sight, Paul, for the 12th time.
Give us the coordinates you want to use.
No.
Give us the coordinates you want us to use.
Get down to the line of sight, Paul.
Because he needs the ambiguity.
Why would you do that?
Because he needs the ambiguity.
No, I don't want it to be ambiguous. I want it to match the evidence, and we have the evidence from a side profile, not a bird's eye angle.
Can't you tell us which tuft of trees we're supposed to be going to?
Yes, I can, Paul, but I want you to do it properly.
So which tuft of trees?
Right, Nathan, moderate this point. Does he want the GPS, or should he do what I'm asking?
Just do the Google Earth. Go to Google. Click on Google Earth, the little blob.
Well, that's a fair enough question.
And it will tell you the positioning coordinates of the way you put the blob.
If I can ask a simple question, Paul. I'll ask a question and then we can move on, hopefully. Paul, why do you want to do it from a bird's eye view?
Because we're trying to find out which tuft of trees Anthony wants me to go to.
And I've told you.
Because
Anthony
Nathan,
won't
we
tell us
wanted to see whether or not you could see Douglas going along that line. You won't be able to see where it's going through cliffs and things. Only from the aerial view will you see if there's a problem with it going through the cliffs on, to the north of Douglas.
I mean, I don't know what the objection is on either side. So, okay, that's fine. That seems perfectly reasonable. Why don't you want to give him the GPS coordinates to just stick in, Anthony?
Because he's the one that's on screen. He should be doing it. It would take him 10 seconds to do it, but he won't do it.
It would take you
10 seconds. Give the coordinates for what you claim is the trees.
You're making the claim where they are.
They tend to work with the coordinates. Just give them the coordinates.
How stupid can anybody be, Riley?
Make me get your data.
I'm putting the coordinates in the side chat for the disruptive people in. They are now in the side chat. Go for your life.
Oh, no, we're disruptive.
Just give the coordinates.
Absolutely disruptive.
It's easier if you actually just type them in on screen and then they can see them.
Quit obfuscating, Riley.
They're in the side chat, in the public chat, not the side chat. The public chat.
Just tell us, Anthony.
No. We want them in the group chat, or so we can pick them up and copy and paste them.
Fine. Copy them in Skype. Give me a second. I'll just transition.
Why can't you just read them out?
Well, because you never get it right, and then how do you know you got it right? And there's always confusion. You have to read it back. If you just type it,
right, you asked for the GPS coordinates, and I put them in the public chat. What more do you want?
Can't you give latitude and longitude coordinates?
That's what he's doing, I believe.
All Anthony has to do is to click on the coordinates. We put a marker there, and it will then has a northerly and a westerly.
Yep.
You just simply select copy and paste. That's all he has to do. It takes about 3 seconds.
He's in Skype. It's not in the Hangout.
It's in their ages.
It's in the public chat already.
Lottie, you sound terrible, mate. You sound like you're...
Someone can just scroll at the public chat.
Speaking through a cardboard box.
I can't see it now.
I don't know why Anthony just doesn't tell me.
Maybe just say them.
He must know visually where it is. I mean,
just read them out, Anthony, just so we can go.
Do I go left, right, up, down?
I don't think they can hear me.
We've told us where your tuft of trees are. We've given you
you.
coordinates. We've given you an aerial view. We've given the angled
We've
line
given you a bearing.
We've given you a bearing. Everything you could ever want, including coordinates for our tuft of trees. And for some reason, Anthony wants to keep it a secret.
Yeah, and bearing in mind, he's got a third video that's going to blow all this out of the water. So, pointless.
Right, genitals. I'm not going to say it again. It's in the public chat. Go and copy and paste it. For damn sake.
Do you see how you guys continue to talk about tufts
Take
of
your
trees?
female ankles and
Even though I pointed it
I
out to you guys, I was like, "Hey, he's gonna try to do this to you," and you guys continue to do it. I mean, you guys are the fools. You all on the panel are fools.
Talk until you've been introduced.
Take your girly
Unfortunately,
ankles,
Tim had an introduction earlier, Lottie.
Is what I posted correct?
Can he see the group chat? Is he?
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I posted the coordinates in the group chat that Everett Anderson posted.
Have your sphere world order.
Are those coordinates correct?
We've been joined by P. Mars. How you doing, Pete?
Anthony, can you see the group chat?
I want to buy those shoes, Pete.
Anthony,
I want some of those shoes, Pete. Where can I get them?
Can't see the group chat. No, I'm not in the Hangout.
He can't see the group chat.
They are the correct coordinates to what Sleeping Warrior posted in the public chat.
They are. I'm going to post them again.
Oh, when he means the public chat, he means the YouTube chat, does he?
Yeah, thank you.
Live chat.
Right,
This is why it would have took you 10 seconds to get down on the line of sight. It's ridiculous.
All right, well, I posted them again so that you can confirm it. You can see it on Nathan's screen, correct?
Can you see that, Paul, in the group
chat? No, I can't see it. All I've got is the
degrees, 8 minutes, 30 seconds, 30.11
copy and paste it, damn it. This is why I said go down to the line of sight. It would have been over with about 10 minutes ago.
As long as us flat earth are here, you will not lie to the children's.
Very, very good. The fewer interruptions, the better. Can we get this confirmed? Did I post the correct coordinates for you, Anthony?
I do not know. I cannot see them. Just copy and paste.
If
you say you copied and pasted
the live
curved,
chat, that
I'll accept
is
it
not
curved.
on Nathan's screen.
Put them into the
Is Nathan
computer,
not
boys and
showing it
girls,
anymore?
and let's move on.
They are
This is why I don't give GPS, because it becomes ridiculous. It's like dealing with 5-year-olds.
Investigate this, Anthony.
Why do you want to move on, Riley?
Yeah, exactly. I would have thought you'd want to keep on this subject if you were very keen on it being that. That's what
I want to move off the GPS coordinates part of the subject. I want the consensus on the trees. Let's move back to the evidence.
So you've given us a
and let's
trees,
get
and Paul is now going to
consensus.
put that into
You have the GPS. Put them on the screen. Identify the trees. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Right, Paul. You see,
damn it.
Paul, you got those coordinates. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I have. But how do I put them in as degrees, minutes, and seconds? What I'll try and do is just copy and paste. All right.
Well, if you move your pointer around, it gives you your coordinates at the bottom
Let's all give
right-hand
Paul a
corner
slow clap for doing copy and paste.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
no need.
I'm just going to try and copy and paste them in. All right.
Paul, go to search. Go to the search button, Google Earth, and just put them in there. Put them in the search.
Paul can't even search, and he expects us to accept his evidence.
No, Anthony, come on, just let him do it. Don't control him.
Try that. I mean,
top left search. Top left.
Yeah, put them in the search dialog box. Paul.
Top left of the window.
You need to close the dialog box you got open with the word cancel.
That's what I'm doing. I'm putting them in. I'm just copying and pasting them direct from the side chat into here. Okay. There you go. That's the coordinates in. So the tuft of trees, wherever Anthony. Where is it?
I'm not entirely sure that'll work, Paul.
You have to.
You've got to put it in the top left thing, Paul. You've got to put it in the top left.
Oh, hang on.
Of your Google Earth window, not in there, not in the markup. In the Google Earth top left corner, there's a search dialog with where you enter coordinates and locations, and you can enter them in longitude and latitude as well.
I don't know why Anthony just doesn't tell us where the tuft.
Yeah, I know he's an idiot, but let's go with.
I tried, and you wanted the GPS, so I gave you the GPS.
He just gave you the
coordinates.
He just literally gave you the coordinates.
I didn't want to give you the GPS.
As if a tuft of trees is going to make the Earth flat.
I know.
Paul, just
what are you talking about?
Top left.
Oh my God.
Paul,
you need to shut that dialogue.
Hold on. Rumpus, let Rumpus. Hold on, Dawn and Anthony, shut up a second. Hold on, let Rumpus explain to Paul what to do.
Paste them into there. All right. Hang on, I'm going to cut them out of the.
Because he's got two different cut and paste to do. So.
And make sure you don't put. He's got a bonus space in it. Be careful about the bonus space. Oh God, it's not working for me actually.
Is that right?
It's because you've got the ruler dialog box open. You need to shut the ruler dialog box.
Oh, that's gone somewhere. That's gone somewhere completely different. I don't know where the hell that's.
You've given us the. That doesn't look right. Yeah, that's not right.
So that means Curve didn't copy and paste properly.
It's in the chat, Riley, you moron.
He tried to get it to go down to line of sight, and you didn't want to do it, Paul. You wanted coordinates. He's given you them, and now we've had a bit of an issue with the cut and paste. Let's not lose patience with each other. We just need them either cutting and pasting again without the gap.
Nathan, that's so rich.
Nathan, do me a favour. Can you share my screen?
Riley, you mong.
Oh, come on.
Nathan, please share my screen. I'll show them how to do copy and paste.
Hold on. What do you want to share?
I'll just share my screen on Skype.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm sorry.
Okay. We just try and have patience with everybody else on the panel. Everybody on the panel. We nearly get in there.
I can't believe you can't copy numbers.
But my trees.
I copy and pasted it into the chat, so.
If you have coordinates and we have coordinates, we have no coordinates.
What the hell?
He fails at everything.
No. You guys can't copy and paste. It's that simple.
And
I'm going to show you how to do it. Very simple.
Anyway.
You were asked if it was correct,
it matches
Riley.
perfectly. So when I show it, guys, then you'll have the tuft of trees. But if you'd have gone down to the eye line, it'd have been finished about 15 minutes ago. This point.
Okay, can you hold on, guys, bear with us. Can you actually share your screen, Anthony, please?
Oh, is it not shared? Hang on.
No, I mean actually, whatever you're going to share, you're on screen with the hangout.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I want to
The point still is that Anthony hasn't calculated the bearings to any of these things that he's identified.
The bearings. We're just trying to. Right, Nathan. Just
Unless you calculate the bearings to them, Anthony, it's meaningless.
Paul, just bear with us. Your Skype screen is shared with the
bearing
hangout.
with us. You mean?
Thank you.
Right, can you see the chat? Can you see the chat, guys?
Not very easily.
You either see the chat window or you don't.
What you're saying, Nathan.
Well, no, you've only got your face on your screen share. Maybe stop screen sharing and start screen sharing again.
Would you believe it was so difficult to get the coordinates out of Anthony? I mean, this is just incredible.
I've given it many times. It isn't my fault that you guys can't do it.
It's almost as hard as getting his observation height.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, either way, just point or give us the coordinates.
It's these demonstrably true facts that he has
got him on screen. Hold on. Got him on screen.
Boys and girls. Have I lost sound?
No, you're still there, and they can see them. If you can just stop on any of the coordinates that you say are correct, because several people have reposted them.
Here we go, guys. Look. So this is the chat, and you can see as we scroll up, I gave about 15 occasions, which are around about...
They're all wrong.
No, they're not. Look. So we'll go with this one.
Why don't you just share your Google Earth and show us which tuft of trees, Anthony?
Yeah, you show us, Anthony, which way you think. You point at them, and then
you show us which tuft of trees.
Yeah, you show us on the
Hey, hey, Riley, show me where that's not what I pasted in the chat.
Right. Paste, press enter, and
show
look
me
what
that's
it does,
not
boys.
what I
How
pasted.
hard was that? There you go. There's knobhead's trees.
Vapid accusations, moron.
Which tuft of trees?
Hold on,
I've given you the GPS coordinates, Paul. I've asked you to go down to the sea level and do it.
I can't believe it.
You haven't done either.
This much fight over giving us coordinates.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
There you go, Paul. What's hard?
No, I'm not interested in that.
Absolutely.
I'm not interested in that. I want to know which tuft of trees.
I think he's been deliberately obtuse.
It's tuft of trees, Paul.
Which tuft of trees?
And that tuft of trees. And when we line it up with the evidence, Paul...
Okay, Anthony, zoom in, move over to the tuft of trees, and then go and look down, so we can see what it looks like from above.
Go over to the tuft of trees and look down.
That's it, move to the tuft of trees. Right, now go up.
You mean, like, change my elevation?
Yeah, just no. So we want to look down. We want to look down on those trees. Can we do that, please?
Right, I've given you the GPS coordinates, guys. It's not difficult. You just copy and paste it in the box.
Well, no, that hasn't worked.
Took us to France.
Coordinates.
It works for me. So why does it not work for you? Are you too illiterate computer-wise?
Well, all three people have done it, and we've all gone to the wrong place.
Right, because none of you can copy and paste properly. It's in the side chat, and I'll do it again for you.
Sometimes Google Earth does
show
this.
me where I cut and paste anything other than what you're showing, Riley.
He's done this to me before.
All you've got to do is copy what I've put in the side in the public chat.
I've been in France,
paste it into the window, and it takes you straight to
Can you look down on your thing of trees, please? Can you change so you're looking down your trees rather than from the side view?
Slimy mong.
No, illiterate computer people.
Right, zoom out so we can just check where you are. There we go. There we go. Right, there we identified the tuft of trees. There you are, Paul.
Finally.
We've got
No, not finally. Don't be passing this on to me. I gave it many times, and all I asked was a line of sight. Paul wanted GPS and then totally wrecked it.
Right, so that's we've got the marker. We've got the marker on screen, Paul. So can you go in to look at that? And I'm going to try and work out why these coordinates don't work. There must be a space or something.
It's not a tuft of trees. There's not even a tuft of trees there.
I didn't think it was. That's what I thought.
Oh my God.
He's an idiot, isn't he?
What do you mean it's not a tuft of trees?
Not even a tuft of trees there.
Are you kidding me? It's all bush shrubbery stuff. You can see them on the picture. What the hell are they?
There's a couple of...
Yes, it's a bush.
You've got to be kidding me.
You've got a bush there.
Riley.
If it's not trees, what is it?
I've got to put my other bits on. Give me my other bits.
How can you be so stupid that you're utterly ashamed?
It is right. Well, you all laugh your heads off. Who cares? We're just identifying a location. It doesn't matter if it's
This is hilarious. Yeah.
Who cares?
It's either
Who cares?
bushes, hedges, trees.
You found
exactly what you're looking at.
Now that Riley failed epically again, now it's who cares.
No, who cares what it is on top of the hill? We're trying to identify a specific location. That's
a nice one.
I think Nathan recognises it though, at least.
Wow.
This does not defeat any arguments. The fact that you've laughed at what's on top of a hill is just childish. You're just being childish. Who cares? It's just some bush.
By that assertion, then,
who gives a crap?
You guys would argue that these are not trees because
basically they've turned the argument into is it trees or not because they are literally idiots.
Right, okay, maybe he didn't.
The guy has been saying morning, tuft of trees.
There's a bush there.
Tuft of trees.
All trees, and they're all flat.
Paul and I have been identified as a good solid.
Yeah, they're just wasting time.
Yeah.
I think it's just wasting time.
They actually match with the bearing of the picture.
Well, let's go over to the.
They can chew out enough time until Google changes the rendering tomorrow, I think.
There's another tuft
Yeah, that
tree.
looks like that.
You
very
want
tufty.
You want that? You want that?
If we go to your tuft of trees, look how flat it looks from the other side.
Christmas trees.
All right, how about we go to that tuft of trees then?
This is your tuft of
They look
trees.
flat on the other side, Paul. They're not a tuft of trees. They're flat.
No laughter for this tuft of trees. Suddenly this tuft of trees that Paul identified is not so hysterical.
Are those-
I wonder why. What a surprise.
Yeah.
No hysterical laughter.
Trees, maybe, I don't
Hold
know.
on. Why is there no hysterical
Yeah,
laughter,
actually
Dick
trees.
Brains?
The
Why is
trees
this
that I
tuft of
identified
trees
were actually
any less
trees.
amusing? Hello? Why is this tuft of trees not hysterically funny?
Because they're actually trees, maybe, I don't know.
They don't look
They're
like
actually
It just
trees.
looks like the
Yeah.
same blob of stuff. It's just an aerial view of stuff. It's nothing.
Right.
It's
It's not funny in the slightest. You are all just being dicks.
inaccurate with your word choices.
No, you're just being dicks.
Maybe you
There's
should
nothing
learn what
funny about
accurate
any of these
means,
patches of
Dave.
land. It's a dark patch
Come on,
of
keep searching around. I
stuff.
wanna-
Who cares? It's not
So
funny.
in other words,
So what is it?
I've
If
got-
these are not trees,
I've
what
said-
do you think these are then? They've
Who
all got
cares what they
shadows.
are?
Right,
keep searching. You'll find some trees somewhere.
I've
Anthony.
got the screen grab here.
Go
I
on.
did from Google.
Keep going.
Was this your trolling point? Was this as good as you've got to troll him about what it actually
As
is?
opposed to the, as
And
opposed
there's
Who cares? It's just a location. You guys going to get over yourselves, or are you going to continue to behave like 6-year-olds?
and then we actually found it.
Paul, are you going to get over
Introduce
this,
the new
or are you going to continue to behave like a 6-year-old for the next 15 minutes and chew out the rest of the time?
Introduce the
Nonsense.
Well, let them troll. Let them troll me.
It's in the distance.
We should introduce Tuft of Trees. Welcome to the show, Tuft of Trees.
Hello, Tuft of Trees.
Hello, Tuft of Trees. Good to have you. That's priceless. That is some of the best trolling
Two
I have
houses
seen
in
today.
Balakanal are very prominent. One of
That
which
was excellent.
at one point Anthony said was on the beach, but I've actually got the two bearings on these two prominent houses in Balakanal. You can see the tuft of trees right behind them. In fact, that was on the coordinates I gave the other day. Yesterday, I gave them just the bearing slightly off. And if you go down here, you can see what the tuft. Whoops, I shouldn't have moved that. You can see here. You can see here again Balakanal, and you can see the profile, the elevation going on to the tuft of trees, and you can see the tuft of trees here is right on this ridge, and it's at 195 meters. And you can see that there. Here, the blue line is the line of sight to St. Bees, because Anthony claimed yesterday that it didn't have a line of sight for this tuft of trees to St. Bees. And in fact, you do very easily. And you've even got the angle, which is 0.4149 degrees from that, if you have a 20 Vs, to St. Bees. It's perfectly clear. You can see here the profile of the beach here coming along. And of course, what Anthony was doing, he was putting Google Earth, because there's no zoom feature in Google Earth, he kept on putting the camera down here and saying, oh, look, if I'm down here, you can't see the trees. Well, of course not, but you're not. You're at St. Bees, and therefore the line of sight is this blue line I've got here.
Yeah, but hang on.
Nicely on the ridge.
If the Earth
and
was curved,
this is to scale. This tree is actually to scale to the elevation. That's 20 meters. Because they look like quite big trees. Trees, 20 meters or so, big tree, and that's 20 meters worth of tree. And you can see there's a line of sight to St. Bees, which Anthony claimed did not exist for this set that we showed him yesterday. Because Paul showed this actual same plot of wood yesterday, and I then followed up by saying the same thing. Although there was a bit of a row, probably perhaps not clear. But anyway, there's a line of sight to it. And there we have it. Tuft of trees, Balakanal, all goes together beautifully, all is synchronized. End of story.
Right.
And
No, it's not end of story, is it? Because we're back to the point that I'm asking you guys to concede.
Right.
If we go with your tuft of trees, which I'm happy to do,
anything, Anthony.
I want you to give me the point on the head.
Unlike you, Anthony, we don't deny facts.
Hold on.
Anthony,
So the starting point of this... Hold on.
So why should we ever concede anything to you?
I will
Because it's factually
concede the
correct.
facts are correct.
It's
Okay,
factually
Riley,
correct.
I concede the facts are correct.
The
And there's
facts are
your
correct.
concession.
So if the facts are correct, then you've got to give me that head that I'm asking for.
I don't have to give you
What do you want it for?
Here you go. It breaks
have
down.
identified the tuft of trees.
It breaks
Did
down
you just,
the-
gentlemen?
We
I
don't
will
need to talk
concede
about
that
tufts
your
of
point of
trees.
trees.
We don't need to talk about
Try
any
to
of
keep
this.
up curved. He's
We have
explaining
to
it.
agree.
We want to
Hold
talk
on,
about
hold on.
the-
We're limited for
your
time.
observations
Let's just.
from
We've got
it.
back to this
Line-
point. Thank you, Rumpus. You are my superstar at the moment. Now we've got
Line
back to
up-
the beginning point that Paul tried to stop being answered for about 20 minutes. Then we've had non-stop trolling. So now we've got to the
Line
point
up-
where Rumpus is
I
saying
wonder,
yes.
I wonder why that is.
Rumpus is saying yes,
Yeah.
and Anthony is saying yes. They have a consensus about what the mound of trees is. So now we can move on.
Line up the peaks in the composite.
Right at the start.
Just trolling from Paul and Curved. Trolling from Paul and Curved. Rumpus is the only one of you who wants to move forward.
I will give you guys, I'll concede that your clump of trees is better than mine. I will concede that the 3 lights match up. I will concede that the houses that are here line up with the houses that are here, even though I don't think they do. I will also concede that this bit up here matches this bit.
Curved, he's explaining it. Why do you keep interrupting him?
I want him to say it.
I will concede all of these points that I don't agree with, but I will concede if you guys give me this bit down here, matches this bit down here.
It's not a
Why is it that every time we get to the point, Curved interrupts? Why is it that? Why is that?
Point 2. What town is that?
See, we've got a distraction question, so we've got to the point again. Now, Curved's introducing distraction.
Not a distraction question at all.
It is. It is. This is what we see. According to you, we've now identified the tuft of trees, hysterical though it may not be. We have also got a line of sight to Balakanel that you claim we have. Now, we want to identify what's to the left of it. It's perfectly reasonable. Perfectly reasonable.
Peaks and Peak Finder.
Shut up, Curved. Curved, you offer nothing. Rumpus is the only person who's offering anything at the moment, so shut up, Curved. Shut up.
Line up the peaks.
Shut up. Keep your mouth shut. You've got nothing to offer. Shut up. Rumpus is the only one trying to move forward.
You're breaking the rules.
Shut up.
No.
Rumpus is the only one trying to move forward. Rumpus, you are the only one who deserves any respect on this panel.
I agree. Rumpus should be the one that we speak to. Rumpus, will you agree with me if I concede the trees, and I concede this, and I concede that, and I don't agree with you, but I'll concede it if you give me this? Do you agree? Come on,
it's not a negotiation. You do not negotiate.
Facts are not subjected to your whims, Anthony.
Line up the peaks.
Yeah,
the peaks are identifiable.
Anthony, we've shown you to be 100% wrong on every claim you've made so far. Why on earth?
So why would you have why would you have any problem with giving me this head here?
Why would you want to?
Because it's not a matter of giving you something, Anthony.
We've measured it. We've measured the angles. We've compared with Peak Finder, and that is not Douglas.
We have to demonstrate it.
So if you're not going to give it me, Rumpus, this is the alternative. That clump of shrubs, trees, whatever, is that. You have the land that's the houses that are there. Is that. It's blocked by this land. And there's the other piece that's there.
King of the Isle of Man. You don't issue decrees.
So that would then leave us these 3 lights over here, which line up with these 3.
Whims,
1, 2, 3. And then we have
Show us your analysis of the bearings,
which
Anthony.
would be a lighthouse. So if you're not going to give me the other one, you've got to give me this
bearings,
one.
Anthony.
Which one is it?
You're really coming off like a desperate douche, Riley. You should get a better game.
I'm giving you the choice.
Your analysis
which
of the bearings, Anthony.
You've got to give one set of the trees. You can either give me my trees or I'll give you your trees.
Anthony,
if I give you your trees,
we're not
going to back down the fact.
All I'm asking for is this little land here. If this little land here is that, I'm happy. Can we move forward, Rumpus, or not?
Riley, you need some leverage. Who are you holding hostage?
Got a simple, really reasonable from where I'm sitting, guys. It's got a ridge. It's got the 3 lights on it. The end of that ridge must be in view. So why won't you concede it?
Look at the Peak Finder comparison.
No, we're looking at the evidence, Curved. It's there in the evidence. Peak Finder. There it is. Do you see his mouse pointer? Curved. Do you see his mouse pointer?
Nathan.
Do you see it or not?
Not
do you see his mouse pointer?
Are you denying that the Peak Finder comparison
Curved,
is not
it's back to you offering nothing but being a troll.
Why don't you answer the question?
You're a troll. You're doing nothing for this conversation. Nothing.
Rumpus?
I'm doing everything for this conversation.
Rumpus?
I'm advancing it.
Rumpus, let me speak to Rumpus. I want to move forward, right? And if you're not prepared... Yeah, right, Rumpus, listen, let me speak to you, Rumpus.
Is that mouse pointer on the tuft of trees, you saying?
Rumpus, let me speak with you a sec. If you're not keen on giving me that, I will give you another concession if you're prepared to. I want that. All I want is that tuft, that thing. I will also give you.
The facts aren't negotiated.
Wait, Paul.
So, Paul, why are you here? Why are you here, Paul?
For the truth, Nathan.
Spread the word.
Right, go and spread your truth elsewhere. If you already have the truth, Paul, there's no point in you being here.
Oh, go spread the truth elsewhere.
Did you hear what I just said, Paul? Paul, if there's no negotiation...
Come here. Go somewhere else if you want to bring the truth.
If you've got no negotiation to have, then you're a dogmatist and you don't belong here. If there's no further conversation, it's already been decided by you, you have no place here. None.
You've already decided the Earth is flat.
No, we are discussing it and debating it. That's what's happening right now. Paul, on the other hand, has decided that the discussion is over. That's what Paul's decided. So I'm trying to establish why he's here.
Look at any evidence that he doesn't agree with.
Right, this is what we're trying to establish.
Let's stay on track. Let's stay on it. Rumpus.
Peak binder's already been established.
Curved shush. Rumpus, I'm talking to you. Are you listening?
You shush.
Yeah, I'm listening, yeah.
Right,
quit
I
talking
will
with your
even
mouth
concede that little bright light there and that little bright light there, I'll even concede that would be the right of one of the two.
No, that's not that one. You made a mistake there as well.
This one here would be the left one of the two.
You've got the wrong one. I've identified. I can give you the coordinates of those two houses.
Oh, no, sorry.
It's
that one there, isn't it? It's that big one.
That's right. That's the second one. Yes, well done. Well done. You've identified. I did give you the coordinates about 2 weeks ago for that house, as did Geostrober. Yes, you're right. That is one of the houses. Well done.
I will concede that one and that one match up.
No, it's not
that
one. No, you keep on pointing to one of the beaches. It's not that one. It's the one. There's one next. If you go back to your screen, it's not the one down the bottom right. The two houses. The one you picked one, but the other one is incorrect. I can point to the other one if you like.
If it's not this one, Rumpus, which is it?
It's not that one. It's not
which one?
That one. Right. It's the one. The second one you pointed to is one of them, which was the one. If you go to right, 1 o'clock from there.
Yeah, I get it. I'm with you. It's either this one or this one. I get it. What I'm asking is, what's the first one?
The first.
If it's not this one,
the first one
which is it?
Hold on. If you scoot, it's not there. Go up and zoom in a bit. I've identified. Hold on. Stop. It's this one here. Where you got? Where you had the hand. I believe it to be this one. Just no, down. They're there. I believe it's that one or the one to the right of it is what I've identified it as.
So you wouldn't go with the big, massive white thing?
No, it's not that one. That is not that one near the beach. No.
All right.
And if
I'll give it you.
You'll see this is actually very white. This house, I know it looks dark from the top, but when you see it from the side, or was it the one to the right of that? I can't remember now which. It's either it's one on that road.
Come on, Rumpus, come on. If I agree with you that house matches this one, and I don't agree with you, but I'll do it for the sake of moving on. Will you? And I agree with this one.
That's not agreeing.
Being this one.
You're saying I'll agree with you if you agree with this.
Exactly.
That's not moving on.
I'm asking for a concession,
I don't believe what I'm saying, but I want you to concede something later on. But I won't agree to. That's no meaning.
So I can use this later on.
Yeah, it's no value whatsoever.
I'm asking for a consensus. I'm asking for a concession. All I'm asking, if I give you all of them, you've got to give me that matches that.
Because if you Anthony, if you were to concede those houses were so part, now measure the angle between them, and then if you multiply that angle to the point where you want, you'll find that it cannot be Douglas. You can do some simple maths yourself. If you concede those two houses are what we say they are,
I don't care about the calculation, Rumpus.
You can measure the angle between them.
Does it
you
match?
Multiply out by that, and you'll find that you cannot get to Douglas with that. You'll only get where it is to the cliffs to the left of Baldrain.
Rumpus, listen. I don't accept the calculated angles, okay? Now, you've done them and you do. So I'm saying if you accept the calculated angles and all these are the same, you've got to accept that lump there on the corner matches that lump that's there.
Accept 2 + 2 = 4, Riley.
Look, Anthony, you can see those two houses that I've identified are very close together, yet the space on your Zoom thing is they're quite far apart. So you can see the scale you've got there, and you can see where the tuft of trees are. You can see how far the tuft of trees is online, how far to the left of it is of that house. And so you can see, gosh, that's actually not a very big area of land when you zoom in. And you can just multiply the scale of degree, and you'll see that you cannot get to Douglas by doing that. You'll find it's a much nearer piece of land.
Rumpus, I don't agree that this is the right area because I don't believe these houses are anywhere near big enough. For me, these houses that you're identifying are city centre buildings that are 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 stories high. If you want these to be here, you've got to give me that this here matches that. You have to, because it matches. For me, it doesn't match, but I'm prepared to give it you. Come on, I'm not being unreasonable. It's either that bit there or that bit there. But either way, it's there.
And with that, I'm going to say, first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and, of course, for sharing this debate. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.